at 12:58.
Operations from interior. Go ahead, interior. All right, we got a lot of people in here still making progress. Just be advised, there is about a 6-foot deep baptismal on the Bravo center side that is full. Copy. Thank you.
And we'll come back afterwards. Let's listen in right now.
Make sure that everybody's ready. So, everybody ready? Okay. Hi, I'm Grand Blanc Township Police Chief William Rennie. That's R-E-N-Y-E. Here to give you some preliminary details on an incident that happened earlier today at 10:25 a.m. within Grand Blanc Township. First off, I'd like to say our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of this incident, which is completely unnecessary and avoidable. The incident that we're going to talk about here today, as I said, was happened at 10:25 a.m. at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is located at 4285 McCandless Road. During this incident, what we know right now is that a 40-year-old suspect from Burton, he's a male, he drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church. 10 gunshot victims have been transported to local hospitals at this time, including one who has been deceased. Officers who were trained immediately responded to the area. One was a DNR officer, and then one was a Grand Blanc Township officer, where they met the suspect and they engaged in gunfire with that particular individual, neutralizing that suspect, and that suspect is no longer with us. As I said, it is a 40-year-old male from Burton. During all this incident as well, there was a fire that occurred, and we believe that was deliberately set by the suspect. We do believe that we will find additional victims once we have that scene secure. That fire was just extinguished by the Grand Blanc Township Fire Department within the past hour. So where we go from here is we have investigators. We're going to do search warrants on the suspect's residence. We're going to find out if there was a motive. We're going to go through cell phone records, things like that. We had the FBI, you know, they're devoting 100 agents to this area.
Why do it?
Because as you can imagine, there's a lot of witnesses that were within the church, and that is a lot of witness information, statements that we have to obtain. So I'd like to thank all the agencies who responded.
the City of Grand Blanc, Genesee County, Oakland County Sheriff's Office, Flint Township Police Department, the DNR, the State Police, and the ATF. I will provide additional information for you at 5 p.m., but I am willing to take any questions that you have that I could possibly answer right now.
Chief, can you talk about the kind of the progress of events? Did the suspect set the fire, then get back inside of his vehicle and then ran the front door, or did it all happen at the same time?
So from what I understand, and again, this is just a preliminary investigation right now, from what I have been briefed on, is that he rammed the vehicle through the front door, exited, then started firing shots. We are still trying to determine exactly when and where that fire ended up coming from and how it got started. So we believe it was deliberately set, though, by the suspect.
Were they in an active service when this happened?
Yes, the service was active. There was hundreds of people within the church.
Are you sure it's only one suspect at this point, or is it possible other people helped setting the fire, what have you?
Yes, it is one suspect that we know of at this point. We do not believe that there's a threat to the public. We believe that we have the guy who did this. Sir.
Could you comment at all on the severity of the injuries at this time?
We have a couple in critical condition. Like I said, one is deceased. The rest of them are in stable condition.
So a couple, meaning 3 or 2, I'm sorry?
One deceased. The suspect is deceased as well. And then multiple victims are in critical condition. We do believe that we will find some additional victims once we find the area where the fire was.
Any word on the weapon yet?
An assault rifle.
So, as far as ammunition, did he have a lot of ammunition?
That I don't know of yet, and I could get you later. Yeah. Hey.
Was the suspect known to authorities?
Why is he smiling?
Yeah,
What is fucking happy? I don't give a fuck if the reporter's like, "Hi, good morning." Why is she fucking so happy? America is fucking stupid, dude. Nobody should be smiling right now. People are dying. People are dead. The fucking church is burned up. And he's up here smiling, talking about assault rifles because he wants them banned. Because he's a douchebag.
Connection to anyone who was in that church?
Right now, we don't have any of that information, but I'm confident that our investigators,
He's still smiling a little bit.
We're going
It's
to end
weird.
up uncovering all that information.
Like a
provide
half
that,
grin on his face.
At a later time for you.
Chief, to clarify, you said there may be additional victims.
This is literally the most publicity this fucker's got in his entire life. And he's probably like, I finally made it. Everybody's going to know I'm a chief now.
Like inside the church? Or?
Yes, where the fire was. So, and the reason why we can't confirm that just yet is because it was a large fire, and we do believe that there was people up there that were near that fire, and they were unable to get out of the church. So we do believe that we will find additional victims once we're able to search that, once there's no signs of a fire reigniting.
So do you believe then that the victims that are still there, they succumbed to fire injuries or gunshots?
Weirdo, dude.
That I'm not sure, but I could provide all that information hopefully at 5 p.m.
The shots were fired.
Shots were fired, yes.
And he had no idea how many, though, at this point.
No idea how many at this time. Yeah.
Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling? Why do you think that's funny that you don't know how much ammo the guy had or how many bullets were fired? He's like, I don't know, sorry. I'm an idiot.
Gathering space or something like that?
That I have not been in, so I can't tell you the layout.
Chief, can you kind of
You're still smiling!
describe the process of how things change for tactical?
Hold up. Grand Blanc, I'm just going to see who the fuck DEI mayor put this piece of shit as chief of police. Who wants to bet we're going to see DEI in this right now? What? He's gay. He's gay.
Response when there's an active fire. Every training I've seen, it's always been a building that is not
very gay look to him.
So how do you then deal with an active shooter when you have that situation happening as well?
Well, we are here at Grand Blanc Township, and there's a lot of agencies within the state of Michigan. We are specifically trained to go right to the threat in an active shooter situation. And I'm proud of my guys and the DNR who responded to this scene, who immediately took that suspect out, so there was no additional victims. So it was a great job by our staff. Okay.
So it was a law enforcement officer that neutralized the suspect?
Yes, there was 2 law enforcement officers involved. I will be back here at 5 p.m. to give you additional information and hopefully answer some of the questions that you guys went over here today. So, okay. Supervisor Bennett.
I could just go sit in here. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Sorry.
Well, Scott Bennett, Grand Blanc Township Supervisor. Scott, S-C-O-T-T, Bennett, B-E-N-N-E-T-T. First, let me say we are heartbroken. This kind of violence doesn't happen in our community, and we are heartbroken that it came to Grand Blanc Township. And we're going to do everything we can to support the families, the victims, and our community getting through this situation. And it's something that no community ever wants to have. And we're going to do our best to do everything we can. We appreciate the outpouring of support from our elected leaders from both national and state in offering their assistance, and we probably will take them up on their offers. So we appreciate that very much, and we appreciate the community reaching out to us also. So the details are yet to come, as Chief Rennie has said, and we'll wait for a little bit later today when we have the rest of the situation assessed. But it may take a little while to do that. But thank you for all the support, and I'm sure that the families and the victims are going to need that. It's a tragedy that nobody wants to encounter. Thank you.
Chief, before you step out, can you go over the process for family members, where you want them to go, who they should call to get more information and reunification?
Yeah, so those family members, they are in a secure area right now. They have been taken over to Trillium, so that's where the FBI will interview them and then release them from there. So.
I mean, in terms of anybody who might be at home who was not there, who wants to check in to see if their loved one is okay, is there a number or a place that you want them to go?
Yes, you could call the Grand Blanc Township Police Department, 810-424-2611.
Oh,
thank you.
Wait, this is a suburb of Flint, Michigan. Okay, so the guy might be in the closet still with his gayness, but this is a suburb of Flint, Michigan. They're not known for running their region very well. Remember the whole water debacle they had? Everybody was drinking poisoned water.
Thank you, Chief.
That area of the world.
All right, so a lot of information there from the police chief, William Renwie, I believe his name is, but what we know so far.
So there might be something in the water.
One victim dead. There's 10 victims. 10
That's
victims,
why the
one
police
dead.
chief was a little
The suspected
retarded.
shooter also dead, a 40-year-old man from Burton. There may be other victims, as the shooter around 10:25 apparently drove his car into the Church of the Latter-day Saints and started shooting. A number of people, hundreds of people.
I did my due diligence in the
researching
on that one.
And it appears that this suspected shooter also deliberately set the fire. Obviously, this is preliminary information, and there will be more information coming out when the authorities can get into the church.
It does sound like, Charlie, they're going to have another press conference at 5 o'clock, so that's going to give them enough time to kind of piece together a lot of these holes and get some more information.
Somebody in their chat,
one of the things that stuck out
Fox
to me
2
was
Detroit
the fact
just said
that they do
Hassan
believe that
and
they're likely gonna
Destiny
have more victims.
are calling for
There
this.
was obviously the fire
They
that was
are.
going on
Hassan,
inside the church at the
they
time.
are. They have been for years.
They believe that some people possibly were trapped by that fire. They were not able to.
I don't need to hear your rhetoric, lady. Fuck are you? Huh? They're looking than her. Just gonna come after me.
Fatality and thoughts with those injured. I hope they all survive. Yeah, I'll turn the volume up a bit more.
Yo, that's my PUBG background. I'm sorry about that. I'm
Hang on a moment here. All right, here it is. Here's the replay.
Cool with the shootings.
Make sure that everybody's ready. So everybody
watch it live. Weird.
Around Blanc Township, because the shooter.
There was a chopper up earlier and everything. They were showing the purge, their area. Now they're not showing. Wait.
The intensity of the fire that you can see right there from this drone video, firefighters were unable to get access inside the church itself, and because of that, they do believe that they will find additional victims once they are able to safely get inside. The church itself is a total loss, and the fire itself was extinguished just about an hour or so ago. So we did want to share that with you. Meanwhile, my producer Julianne sharing this with me, President Trump has now issued a statement saying, quote, I have been briefed on the horrendous shooting that took place at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, Michigan. The FBI was immediately on scene and will be leading the federal investigation and providing full support to state and local officials. The suspect is dead, but there is still a lot to learn. This appears to be yet another targeted attack on Christians in the United States of America. The Trump administration will keep the public posted, as we always do. In the meantime, pray for the victims and their families. This epidemic of violence in our country must end immediately. So that is a statement that President Trump has just issued, and we were sharing with you Attorney General Pam Bondi, FBI Director Kash Patel also reacting to this tragedy, stating that FBI and the ATF are currently there on scene to help assist in this. And we were hearing from the police chief stating that one of their priorities is to determine a motive. They are going to be requesting and executing search warrants, including at the gunman's home. They are going to be combing through cell phone records to try and understand why this tragedy happened. We do know that there was a service underway inside the church at the time of the shooting and the fire. The police chief stating that hundreds of individuals were inside the church at the time, and you can get a better view of where all of this unfolded in Grand Blanc, Michigan. This was a very large Mormon church. It was surrounded by woods, but also right next to a residential area. So we did want to share that with you, and I did just read to you the statement from President Trump, but this is via his social media platform, stating that he has been briefed on the horrendous shooting that took place at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, Michigan. The FBI immediately on scene and will be leading the federal investigation and providing full support to state and local officials. We are continuing to follow the very latest on this, and I did also want to share this with you. This is just a different scene from just a little earlier, and you can see the very heavy first response. At this point in time, the fire was still active, and you can see the thick smoke, making it incredibly challenging for first responders to try and get access into the church. It was too dangerous, and because of that, the complete number of individuals who were injured or possibly perished is still unknown, as they are expecting to find more victims inside the church once they're able to safely access. The fire was so catastrophic that they were they were prevented from safely getting inside right there. But now that the fire has been extinguished, that is one of the next steps that will be taken underway. We are working to bring on experts, and we are hoping to speak with...
As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery...
and miles, just letting you know just how horrific the situation is.
Come to an end. There would be no United Nations.
Again, police do believe that this fire was purposely
Staging or command from Holly, Chief 2.
Under staging.
Need at least 6 over here with back Delta side.
I need 7 from Atlas.
This is a special report. I'm Jerika Duncan here in New York. Thank you.
Charlie Officer Command.
Anti-ICE protesters arrested, tents dismantled by agents. Happened.
All Charlie side, go ahead and pull your lines back out for a minute. Charlie Command to Incident Command. Go for IC. I'm gonna have the Charlie side pull the hand
Stupid
lines out.
nowadays. Everybody's got a
And we're
fucking
gonna hit with the
phone in their hand,
tower.
dude. At that thing last night.
We got all the small stuff knocked down, but it's just
I'm a
not
reporter,
penetrating
you
deep
can't
enough.
arrest me.
So we're gonna flood it with water.
Like, it's one thing when you're out there. Like, when I used to go to protests, I wasn't involved at all. I didn't get in the march. I didn't fucking fucking do the chants. None of that dumb
Make
shit.
sure you keep it over on
You're out
the
there
C
chanting
side.
and
You got
shit.
crews on the
You're no
B
longer
side, and I believe
press.
crews on the D side. So get
With
with
them
them, just
doing
make
it,
sure
you're-
where everybody is.
You're like working for them at that
Well,
point.
you're
You're
there
press
on the A side
for the
too.
protesters.
The fire's so deep, the hand lines aren't getting to it. Okay, go and hold up on the aerial
Protester
operation.
press.
We're gonna hit a little bit more.
There should
on
be
the
laws
other sides of the
against
building,
them
then
being
we'll
able to
open
do
up
that.
the aerial. Copy.
Yeah, you can only do one or the other. You can protest, or you can be press. Pick one. I mean, you don't ever see mainstream media involved in the protests.
Fire ground operations from Delta Side Command. Correction, Delta Side Ops. Are you calling incident operations? Correct. Hold off on the Charlie side master stream. We have crews operating everywhere on the Delta side at the moment. Copy, yeah. We're holding off on all master streams while crews are inside. Staging from Burton Chief 1, can you send me another crew to the Alpha side? Receiver or not, Zane?
That's 1321.
Can you repeat for staging?
I just went to you can show hazmat supervisor 4 on location. I'll be in charge of all hazmat operations.
Supervisor 4 from hazmat 1. Staging from ops. Under staging. Supervisor 4 from hazmat 1 on fire ground 3. I need 2 with a high-rise pack, 100-foot inch and 3/4, and a gated wide. Copy. Report that. Grand Lake Township Engine 3. Grand Lake Ladder 25 operator from Burton Chief 1.
Go ahead. Main traffic is on fire ground 2.
It's blue 2.5. It's gated down to the red line on the alpha side. I need that pressure reduced by about 20 pounds.
Clear.
Staging from Burton, Chief 1.
Staging, go ahead.
The hell?
Can
Man
you give me a crew of
confesses
2 to 4 alpha side?
to killing his parents during news interview. What the hell? Arrested in front of station. Look at this guy.
25 is Burton, Chief 1. You good with that?
It's him confessing to the...
15.
Ugh. I'd be a little retarded.
Grand Blanc Township, Chief 1.
Heard about it. Interesting. I wonder if it's
Go for command.
30 minutes though.
Command, I got a cascade coming from Oakland County.
Clear, thank you.
Feeling Township, Track 2. Car 1.
Play. And what's going on out there? Video. Don't govern it. The shooter was trans. Owner of his truck, though. Everybody's saying trans in chat.
This individual, what is the connection of this individual to the church? Is it a grievance against the church, against the Latter-day
Everybody
Saints
is saying
as a
something
greater
funny
grievance?
about
Is it a domestic
transatlantic,
where this
trans
person has a
making
grievance
different words
against
for trans.
somebody that a spouse or whatever have you? And trying to do harm to this person, and everybody else is sort of collateral damage in this person's mind. So there's a lot that goes into, first and foremost, trying to neutralize the threat, which they have, get the victims to EMS, to hospitals, etc. And then, as I can see on camera, this massive fire. This is not a typical fire that you would see if somebody, just trying to light things. It is tough to light a fire without some sort of intention, with incendiary devices. What is this person using to ensure the massive amount of flames? And it would seem that this person has affected tremendous harm in a very short period of time.
And Scott, we're taking a look at some drone video of this fire. You were talking about the magnitude of this fire and how, you know, it's difficult to create a fire of this magnitude right here. And I wanted to ask you that because police do believe that the fire was intentionally set. It does look like for maximum destruction, maximum damage. You know, we were hearing from our Fox 2 Detroit team also stating that this could make it a little more challenging for officials because the building itself is going to be a total loss, and you typically there are cameras inside the church, which I imagine they would be destroyed, and thereby destroying some of the evidence that might help them when it came to, you know, the moments leading up to this tragedy and possibly, you know, an indication of a motive or anything of that sort.
Yeah, this person had tremendous amount of anger, and I do not think from everything that seems, I mean, this person has incorporated everything into this attack.
He was laughing the whole time.
And you know,
like
time will tell as to what this person's particular motive was. Was it for a particular individual inside the church, or was it just the congregation at whole? But this person using a vehicle, so you know, similar to 9/11 or whatnot. The planes were used as weapons because of the massive amount of fuel. So you have a vehicle. Is the vehicle the starting point of this fire and tremendous amount of gasoline and to just continue on with the fire within the church? But this is a total engulfed fire that it would tell me that this individual perhaps took the time to set around the perimeter, particularly the entrance doors, etc., some sort of incendiary device, and then ultimately using the vehicle to gain access. I don't know if this church has security on premise where this person is aware of the different security protocols and felt that this was going to be the only way for them to gain access and to do what they did. But unfortunately, this individual has achieved his goal, and it's just a very tragic and traumatic experience for every congregant there at the Latter-day Saints. It's just extremely sad to watch.
And it just strikes fear into anyone's heart in that typically houses of worship are safe havens, and that seems to be no longer the case. And you know, we've seen previous incidents. I also wanted to ask you this, Scott, because we were hearing from the police chief indicating that the gunman had an assault rifle, and I imagine that was also meant to, you know, that particular weapon, you know, is used to create just massive damage and injuries. You know, can you speak to, you know, any insight that you can get from what we know of the weapon used?
Yeah, so and we have been seeing this unfortunately as a common practice, which it ultimately brings in the arguments of the assault weapon and so forth. So typically, what we have seen a few times
is considered the safest place on the planet.
A sniper from afar who cannot ordinarily be detected by law enforcement if law enforcement is on the ground, and the sniper can either target a specific individual, as we saw with Charlie Kirk, or just start shooting people indiscriminately from a higher elevation and without being detected. And then, of course, you have your assault weapon, somebody who's going to come in who is looking to do what we call the greatest amount of damage in the shortest period of time, and you do that with an assault weapon. And that person can come into a very populated area and then just start indiscriminately shooting with no particular person in mind. They just want to do that much damage. And ordinarily, we have seen that the shooter typically doesn't make it out, whether it is because because of law enforcement intervention or because of them taking their own life. And so time and time again, we see this type of active shooter situation where that says a lot about the mindset. I'm going in not to just do harm to one particular person I have a grievance with, but I'm just upset with everybody. It's very irrational. It's very difficult to understand because ultimately it is an irrational act of them leveraging their grievance against who or whatever inside that church or wherever the target may be at school business. So the assault rifle, yes, it is designed to do the most damage in the shortest period of time, and we are seeing this unfold again and again where people are just are getting their hands on these weapons and doing this type of harm to people, which is...
And we're sharing some previously recorded scene video from...
It says right here, yes.
Subdivision to the south.
Members of the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints.
I think we should pull everyone out if we can at this moment, and be a good time to get that 5-inch move.
Damn.
Okay, let's do it.
They still can't get it put out.
From operations, pull everyone out, and we're gonna move the 5-inch shut down water.
Charlie side's clear.
It says they're known. Mormons are known for being predominantly Republican-leaning religious group, especially in the United States.
North Oakland.
There's that, Democrats. There's that, Democrats. We got that again. Little, how are they going to spin this? How are they going to try to act like this is
all that out. It's time that we're going to shut down some hydrants, 6 feet out to 5-inch. Some state investigators that way.
I heard 2 other things happen this morning too, and this is overshadowing them.
Waiting on trucks to get here.
Other crazy things happened. Heard about that? What were they?
We hook up where we can.
Nope, great idea.
Yeah, suspect charged after deadly North Carolina waterfront bar shooting. 3 killed in targeted North Carolina. Yep. That happened today also? There's one more thing, if that's it.
Supervisor 4 hazmat 1.
Go ahead.
Some facts that we have at this time is that we believe that this was a targeted location.
Disregard. They were requesting bomb sniffing dogs. Hazmat return to Trillium, please.
And is going to be charged with 3 counts of...
Okay, listed last night.
I will be to the subdivision in a minute or 2. I'm on the backside.
Perfect.
Of course, it was a fucking white guy.
Charlie side to command.
Dude, homie. Oh, fuck! Oh, did you see the headline on it? Veteran with PTSD. That's fucking great. Dude, I wish you dumb fucking veterans would stop being retarded. You're making us look bad. Fuck, man. God, that's annoying. Knock it off.
Firefighter Mike Johnson.
Just take your medicine or something, man.
On fire ground 3 from engine, down to engine 14.
Yeah, we're only going to be shutting off the west side.
Doesn't help. Get our military filled up.
Should be all set back there.
Kids see shit like that.
Sir, go ahead and have your side
all
shut down that
bad,
5-inch
dude.
line our truck. We're going to reposition our truck closer now.
People dying.
Okay,
Dude making us look bad. Fucking up recruitment numbers.
Birdlighter 1, if you can get the hydrant shut down and use this time to reposition your truck closer to the building too, that might be wise.
Is there leakage?
Grand Blanc City, you should be all set.
What else happened? What was the third thing?
Copy.
Aerial 25 is shut down.
Supervisor 4 hazmat 1.
3 killed, 8 were hurt in that shooting. Carolina.
Disregard.
What is this? 2 killed, several injured in shooting. Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino. There it is. There it is. That's the third one that happened. Like People going up into businesses and shooting people. Churches.
We're Battalion 1.
Several injured.
One.
2 killed, several
Excuse me,
injured.
one.
Lucky Eagle Casino.
Battalion 1, go ahead.
All within like 12 hours.
Jesus, it's on your truck. Where's some staging?
And we start with late-breaking news. Gunfire erupts. Maverick County Judge Ramsey English Gampu said bullets started flying around midnight in the Kickapoo Casino parking lot. This is an Eagle Pass about
you need help getting your truck shut down and repositioned.
The Maverick County Judge spoke to police
what?
in our community.
Why? Alright, let me find out more about this one. Who? Why? What color is he? Oh, bullshit. Look at the top comment, dude. The divided states of Elon is trash. This is all Elon Musk's fault for giving us free speech. Can't make it up, dude. He probably wants to kill Elon because he allows us to have too much free speech, just like Charlie Kirk did. We might actually be close to civil war. What do y'all think?
So that's one thing that we did learn. We also learned that although right now they're telling us 10, they believe that there are more victims. Unfortunately, that fire, there were people around that fire, and they believe that some of those people may be deceased. So again, we're waiting to hear more. There's going to be a press conference at 5 o'clock. You know, what started this and what actually caused this person to do that? That's the million-dollar question. I mean, we don't know. Was he a former member of this church? Did he go to the church? We don't know those questions. And police hopefully... Go ahead, Charlie.
Oh, remember the tranny? Remember the tranny shooting at Homeboy's huge mega church in Texas? They weren't accepting of his transgenderism or some shit enough, so that's why he did it? Was that it? Remember that shit?
Johnson, are you on Fireground 3?
I mean, they copyright striked me. They took down one of my streams for airing their part of their sermon. Church sermon. They didn't just take the money and everything. They made it so like the stream was taken down.
Are you on Fireground 3?
That guy's name? Fuck him.
City Truck 1.
So we were just listening to our Fox 2 Detroit coverage of that, but I did want to bring back in former FBI agent Scott Duffy as we take a live look, a different vantage point of this scene right here. And Scott, you can see that it's still incredibly active at this hour. We are expecting to hear a little bit more from police at 5 p.m. local time. But I wanted to ask you that because, you know, that's in just a few hours. What do you expect police will be able to share further beyond what they already had at this initial press conference?
Well, I would imagine, especially at 5 o'clock, so you're still quite a few hours away. You'll have additional details with regards to a potential number of those who might have been critical that are no longer with us. So you'll probably have a little more of a breakdown of the numbers of victims. But totally agree with the reporter. This is a massive fire. It's not just a fire that erupted as a result of something and then was quickly put out. So you have what typically would be law enforcement crime scene investigators going in and securing the scene now that the threat has been neutralized. The threat, and that is now the threat of fire, has not been neutralized.
Not from my point of view.
Let me get it. The cops can't go in until the fire is out. Normally, the cops go in first in a situation to make sure that the fire crew is going to be safe. The fire crew has to go. Like they know the dude's dead apparently, and they
command from Burton shooter. So location. Go for command.
I don't know. People could get out though. Like if he said it strategically at all the exits or some craziness, and no one could get out.
Okay, I'll meet you.
Like how many people are actually in there?
Clear.
I haven't seen any footage of people leaving it. I heard there was some though. Olstein's church, remember that one? Granny shooter. She brought her kid with her. It was running around with her kid right next to her, shooting at people. I can't remember. Didn't the kid survive?
Go ahead, go Open Chief 1. Operations.
Or no?
Alright, are we going to need to hook these back up, or you good for now?
Oh. Oh, maybe not. Let me...
If we can reroute to another hydrant and leave that open, that would be best.
Okay, we're working on that as well. Do not put a hydrant line back across that avenue for right now. We got a tow truck coming. Please, to get through. Okay, where's the tow truck coming from, and where's he need to get to?
He lost a portion of his frontal lobe, says the grandmother. But he was alive still, and they had done 2 surgeries. Some progress in his condition, March 1st. I don't know if he survived or not. Could have survived for a couple weeks and then made a turn.
We're good, thank you.
Dude, we were still thick in the Biden administration too, so it was still like you weren't allowed to speak any negativity about transgendered people at the time, remember? Because it was February 17, 2024. We still had like another year of Biden left. I think that might have been one of the first trans shootings.
Truck 1, back as far as you can.
I think I might be able to get those streams back, or that stream from the next day back, but I have to cut out all of the church segment. Get it? How weird they would want to do that, dude. Like you're one of the richest churches in the country, and you don't want any other channel to have. It's not like I'm sitting here doing this. Hey, it was a special service, you know, that the whole world, they're so stingy. They want to make, they don't want anybody else to have that. Only they have it. It's their baby. Like they're capitalizing as much as possible off of their church shooting is what I'm talking about. Fucking weird for any kind of spiritual. It's like when you extract DMT, people don't like want you to sell it. Not people in general, but the ones that also extract it, they see it as more something that should be gifted than sold. It's so special, and it's not really like a drug, you know. But sure, people sell it because there's a lot of work that goes into it, and it's illegal. In some states, it's as illegal as legal stuff that there is. It's scheduled worst. So, like spirituality is like, again, it's like it's a real spiritual thing, and for a church,
somebody call them Spider One,
to be that capitalistic off of tragedy.
Yes, sir. The 5-inch that was flying Grand Blanc City's truck
It
1.
says a lot about the church.
We're ready for water whenever you are. Okay.
Every church wouldn't that. But Joel Osteen's Lakewood Church did airing part of their service the next day. The way I see it is, if they truly wanted people to get closer to God and be better and get better, they would want as many people to see that as possible.
Go for having that one.
Hey, traffic's cleared down. I'm gonna head back over to the staging area.
Copy that, thank you.
A channel was streaming their church every Sunday, acting like it's theirs, or even just streaming it, making money off of it. Maybe I could see it, but probably don't have a person that's dedicated to actually looking and seeing who's restreaming their shit, and they just hit everybody with the same thing. Because maybe they have restream them or something. Oh. They see me as a Satanist. And that guy sucks, though. Not just for what he did, like for taking my stream down, but so rich. Definitely outlaws idol. He wants to be a rich pastor. That's the way. God. The Bible clearly says that you can't be rich like a camel getting through the needle of an eye, the eye of a needle, trying to get to heaven. You're rich. They are definitely. And the people just keep on going and giving them more money.
I'm looking for 2 crews packed up, ready to go to the engine 3 and work their way to the Bravo side here. Start from hot south out again.
I mean, that was 2 crews?
Yeah, give me 2 teams packed up, ready to go.
Hey, Shaquille Oatmeal. I've seen that guy before. He's in their chat. Interesting. To play in. What? How would I do that? Why in the world would I play a game like that? Have you been playing PUBG?
I see from center.
Go ahead.
PD is requesting that all fire units clear the north side of the building while they do a sweep for IDs.
You're going to sweep again on the north side. All units north side, hot. Copy. Clear, thank you.
Sludge with forever chemicals spread on U.S. farms threatens food supply. What? 5 days ago. Haven't heard about it. Showing up in produce, milk, and meat Americans consume. All a farmer wants to do is healthy crop, do it right by the land, public responsible manner, and when something is rejected into his world like this, devastating. Race and farmer out in Maine, Michigan. Farms utilizing POS-laden sludge have been shut down when animals are toxic. Why are they putting sludge on stuff? Many farmers are forced to close dairy, euthanize 80% herd when milk from its cows had levels of POS 3 times higher than the current limit for drinking water. Dead. He had POS in his blood. Our son, my daughter, were tied to cancer, but developmental effects in children, even decreased response in vaccine. Say no to sludge. What? Pass it. This is how it works. I need to know what the hell's going on.
Pay companies to company wastewater land. Here's 1/5 of all U.S. farmland. Here's how it works. Wastewater treatment facilities pay companies to haul tons of human excrement or biosolids. Those companies have to unload the waste, often by giving it to farmers for free to spread on their land.
That's hundreds of millions of people in the U.S. eating.
Also, it's concentrated in their shit solids.
Food from farms that use biosolids. So the exposure is incredibly high.
Which is why EPA action is so important, says Kyla Bennett, Director of Science Policy at Public Employees for Environmental Responsibility. For the first time ever, this year, the EPA identified risks from sludge containing PFAS being spread on farms. The agency found that food and milk produced on those farms could be unsafe for human health. Elevated cancer risk was one of the agency's markers for safety.
It can give you cancer and kill you, but there's going to be a lag time. And the more that you eat, the more you're exposed to.
There's probably a reason historically we didn't spread human shit on our crops. What is going on in the world, dude? Did we? I don't know anything about it. If they did, I never heard of it. We had outhouses, you know what I mean? I think they I don't think they took that out and put it on their crop, did they?
Only a handful of states are testing for PFAS in biosolids, and what they're finding are levels so alarming they're considering statewide bans. Investigations in Michigan showed levels of PFAS 2,000 times higher than the EPA's safety limit. In Colorado, 95% of samples exceeded that limit. And recently, a Texas county declared a state of emergency over PFAS contamination from sludge. But in the widespread absence of regulation, farmers are on their own.
Who's left to fix the problem? No one. I don't know what I can do about it. This interview is about all I can do about it. I'm not saying shut this whole thing down. Let's say do your due diligence, do your job, be a government, regulate this stuff, educate the people who are affected, and let's figure it out.
For Spotlight on America,
they did use
I'm
their
Lisa Fletcher.
waste historically, dude.
Thank you.
They actually did. Yes, humans historically use their waste as fertilizer, a practice known as night soil, to help grow vegetables. Night soil. Why? Because you put it out there at night, you want what your neighbors see, and you do it.
You can see the mobile command post now arriving right here as the FBI, ATF, federal, local, state agencies are all working to learn more. And
Japan, during the Edo period, 1603 to 1867, human excrement was sold to farmers, but we didn't have plastics yet. That's the thing, I guess. We could do it before we had plastics. Human excrement was sold to farmers to be used as fertilizer. So the waste from wealthier citizens fetched a higher price because their better diet was believed to produce more nutrient-rich manure. China, as early as Western Han, I see 202 BC to 9 CE. Chinese farmers used human waste and urine to fertilize their crops. The practice became more common during the Song dynasty and was so prevalent by the Ming and Qing eras that urban waste was considered top-class fertilizer. Mexican and Central America. The Aztecs built floating gardens called chinapas, using mud and human waste from their city to grow crops. This allowed them to harvest food up to 7 times a year. And then we got Europe. In Victorian England, laborers called nightmen or gong farmers collected human waste, often at night, and transported it to farms outside of town for use as fertilizer.
I got a picture of it, or a little video of it. Tell me what was going through your
Why
head.
aren't you using your shit?
Is that
Don't
what
waste
was transpiring?
Honestly,
give it to the city.
Get my wife away, and then find my son.
So your son wasn't with you. Where do you know where he was?
He was in a. Sorry, that makes me a little more. He was in another vehicle. We were on the phone with him. He was ducked down in another vehicle, trying to just lay low.
And you ended up getting in contact with him, and he was okay.
And there was the gentleman, as you just heard, who was trying to drive away from the gunfire moments after just the horrific events played out at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc Township earlier this morning. We know it was around 10:25 this morning that gunfire started erupting.
Why are they talking now? All the time without talking. Everybody's talking at once. Now everybody's not talking.
Unleashed his gun, and we do know that it was an assault rifle. That is what the chief of police indicated earlier during that press conference, that it was an assault rifle that was used. That there was a DNR officer as well as another police officer that were able to get close to the gunman. They were able to have an exchange of gunfire, and they were able to take that suspect down. We do know it was a 40-year-old suspect from Burton, Michigan. Charlie.
So still a lot of questions to be answered. Some of them, of course, is why the gunman did what he did. It appears to be deliberate on a Sunday service, hundreds of people in the church. He obviously had a lot of rounds. He prepared for that. Don't know how many weapons he had. I don't know if the weapon's been recovered. Don't know if the ammunition, the bullets have been recovered. A lot. Ballistics can tell. Usually they call it ATF. But we do know the feds around the scene. We do know that FBI people there are talking. Special agents are talking to the people that were in that church. That's one thing. We also don't know the mechanics. How did he get into the church? The police chief seemed to say that he smashed his car through the front door of the church, which, that in and of itself is a little hard to do. And then he started opening fire. How he set the fire, we believe it was a deliberately set fire. But how did he do it? How could he set a fire so much that it caused that church to become so fully engulfed and really so quickly? Some people apparently were able to get out. We just saw one person that was there. He got out. It looks like he says his windshield was hit by the bullets. Again, I think that these are things that the police are going to have to put together, the authorities are going to have to put together to determine why
go to Walmart,
this happened. And again, we now know that the feds, the state, and local authorities all involved. They are focusing now on Grand Blanc, Michigan, and at this church of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, it really is all hands on deck right now. Everybody descending on Grand Blanc Township, just trying to help piece this all together.
I don't have one anywhere near me, really. Like, I have to drive to get to one. So, I mean, maybe if I had one right next door, I might go more often, but I'm definitely not driving out of my way to go to Walmart. When I can go to Costco.
Earlier, many of these people were brought to a secure location, so investigators could begin interviewing them.
I see that.
And they need to
Every time I mute them, they stop talking on the radio. It's not connected. Aren't connected.
In the first place. I mean, just horrific. The fact that 10 people were shot. We know that one person was killed, multiple people in critical condition, multiple people in stable condition. And from what I understand, Ingrid Kelly, she is out at the scene right now.
I see to the officer that was looking for the driving the truck. Response.
Many developed countries convert human waste into safe form called biosolids.
Talk to me a little bit about this morning as this was going down. What did you see? What did you hear?
I didn't see or hear anything. I was at church myself, but
not this church,
right?
Oh, but this says right here that it's primarily for non-food crops or public landscaping. Strict regulations are placed to ensure biohazards are safe for use, though concerns remain regarding chemical pollutants. So, I mean, but they're not using it on food then?
Church, and my husband sent me a text, and he was all upset. He said he heard some shotgun or gunshots and a loud boom, and he's almost 81, and he was really shook up. And in the meantime, our pastor came right back into the church at the end, and he said, if you live near McCandless and Holly Road, you can't get in there right now.
Dude, once you're 80, aren't you more ready for something crazy to happen and die because you're...
I need 2 for the health of alcohol.
I feel like I'm going to be more ready because I know that I don't have much time left anyway.
There's been a shooting or something. Apparently the police came to our church and let him know something. And so I went to my brother's, who only lives 4 miles away, and I've been there until now. And I thought I'd try to come back and get home, because my husband's home alone, and
he's 80. He's elderly.
He's elderly. We both are, but
anyway,
I didn't want to leave him alone for too long. And,
what did police say in terms of you getting back home?
Well, they said I couldn't go past that yellow ribbon because some other vehicles like these were going to be coming through. And I said, well, I can walk through the yards. I mean, my house is just right there.
Oldest president in history.
I understand, but
are you prepared to stay out here?
Well, thankfully, my brother lives only 4 miles away. I'll just go back to their house and stay as long as I have to. So.
Yeah, exactly. Just talk to me about something happening. What do you know about the Church of Latter-day Saints? I know it's not your church, but what can you tell us, because it's in your residential area?
I always thought it was nice to have churches as neighbors, because they're usually quiet and peaceful, and we've never had any problems or anything with them, and they're quiet, and it's nice to have churches nearby.
I know that they said there were quite a few people in there when this incident happened. I mean, this is the main road to the church on any given Sunday. How busy is it with people coming and going?
On the weekends, it's fairly busy, but not extreme. I think when you go into town, it's busier. It's quiet.
I need the operator of Finley Township under 14 gas station.
Country.
Yeah. And what do you know about the church's mission and everything like that? Do you see a lot of activities going on there, family activities?
I really don't know much about the church at all. I know they've had visitors come walking through our neighborhood and knocking on doors once or twice, and I've always been pleasant. I mean,
Well, Miss Ott,
Ingrid, are you there?
You get home soon?
Me too.
Yes, I am, and I think Charlie has a question. Yes, I'm listening.
Let me ask the resident a question real quick. And you may have covered, and I apologize. The church there, have they had any type of security issues? Have they ever had any disruptions in the church? Anything along those lines?
This is Charlie Langton. He would like to know, have there been any sort of disruptions at the church, any type of security issues at the church over the years that you are aware of?
I'm not aware of anything like that.
Yeah, it's peaceful.
It's peaceful. It's a peaceful area.
How many people are at this church? Is this a very popular church in the area?
I was asking her that earlier. Just the activity and the amount of people that go back and forth. The chief did say there were quite a few people in the church at the time of this incident. But on any particular given Sunday, how many hundreds of cars? What do you see?
I take my dog for a walk early in the morning, and maybe a few cars coming and going, but I think that's earlier than when they come for church. I don't know what time it starts. And on the Sundays, I'm getting ready for my church, so I'm busy.
Exactly.
One more, can I ask, is she a little worried now that she lives so close to the church that maybe she's going to do something differently, maybe get more video or take extra precaution because of all this?
What? That's a stupid
Charlie just wants to know, because you live so close to the church and in light of this incident, do you plan on beefing up security at your home?
I haven't really thought about it. Probably not. The one thing I did say to my husband when I did talk to him, I said, don't answer the door for anybody, because you don't know.
Exactly.
And he had talked to our son earlier, who lives in Warren, but he was upset and he had to talk to somebody, and he said the same thing. Dad, just go do your thing in the basement. And
they just gotta fucking ask stupid questions every day.
We know that this man is 40 years old. He's from Burden. What does that say? I mean, he drove through the doors of the church. He shot 10 people. He's now deceased.
Let the lady
There's
go
one
inside,
victim
dude.
that's deceased, and they believe that there may be more. They believe that he also set a fire there. Just listening to the details of this incident, and it's in your backyard. What are you thinking?
I never thought it would come this far to our area, but living out here, you just don't hear about things like that. Yep, not close by, not my backyard. So we live in rough times.
Thank you so much.
We do thank our Fox 2 Detroit team for that coverage as we continue to follow breaking news. Here's a live look at the scene.
Why does she have to talk like that? Here's a live look at the scene. Can you just talk normal, lady? I want a different
person, 40-year-old from Burton, drove his vehicle into it, immediately started getting
I'd rather be blurry than listen to her anymore.
Innocent people inside that church. It's unbelievable, and we know that obviously they said 100 FBI agents, possibly more. ATF is now on the way to kind of take it from there as they follow up and possibly execute some search warrants at this person's home.
And as we have seen the picture, there's the fire right there. Perhaps some evidence may have been lost. If the church has video evidence, obviously the authorities, the FBI certainly wants to know and find out a motive if they can. If there are any other shooters, this is an attack on a church on a Sunday during a service. Dave has mentioned this is something that obviously now the eyes of the country are looked at, and other churches around the country may have to be on some kind of an alert. It's sad to say, but that is the case. Grand Blanc is what is it, about an hour or so north of Burton,
lock down all the churches in America.
I saw it as just straight south.
Straight south. It's a rural area. People in that area, between Grand Blanc and Burton and Flint, those are kind of the big areas. We don't know if this person was a parishioner, whether he went there. We just don't know that at this point in time. Some of the questions, but obviously the FBI is going to want to know why he did this. And there's got to be some motivation. This seems like an extremely planned out attack, deliberate attack on this church, just to smash in to the church and then start opening fire. He must have fired a lot of rounds. We don't know exactly how much. That's another issue that the FBI is going to want to figure it out. But 10 victims, 1 killed, at least 2 in critical condition, the others in stable condition. And as the chief said, and we've been talking about this, and now that the fire is out, perhaps the authorities can go into the remains of the church and there may be more victims.
Yeah, they seem pretty confident that they would find some over by where they were blocked out of kind of exiting. You kind of wonder if maybe the vehicle had some sort of improvised device in it that started this fire. As you mentioned, a carried out attack. The witness describing him wearing camouflage clothing and saying that they've never seen this person before. But if he's shooting at cars that are trying to flee from the scene, you wonder, how many people were in his line of sight there to take out, and the motivation behind that. Clearly, one would think that mental health is a factor in all of this.
Well, a deliberate attack. I think that we can safely say that that is the case. Shooter, though, is dead. He did exchange.
ATF has decided they don't want the vehicle moved, so we're going to leave it there. Big chunk of the concrete that was above it's already fallen, so we're good.
They did engage.
They just want to try and get some suppression on that wall and try and put the fire out.
Is dead. Again, as we've been talking about, a 40-year-old from.
Are you clear on that?
Only an 18-minute straight north, right? From.
So Burton north, you head south, right?
Head south.
Grand Blanc.
So he must have headed south to Grand Blanc, and that's all we know about the shooter now. But again, very important now, if evidence is destroyed, if there's video, I don't know if that can survive a fire like that. I don't know what the place is going to look like when the authorities get in. And they have to do, after the fire is out, as we've covered many, many times, there could be hot spots, which makes it dangerous for the authorities to actually get in there. But likely there will be people in there.
Operations from Bravo side.
But the chief seems to say that although we have 10 victims now, there could very well be more. That is a live picture, I believe, right now of what's going on. There's only, according to Ingrid Kelly, one road
Eric Mayor Adams has dropped out of the race in New York.
Off now because the authorities needed to go in and out. Authorities have now been on the scene now since about 10:30 or so this morning. It is an active scene. It likely will be blocked off for quite a while.
Operations from Bravo side.
The authorities have to get in there and figure out what they can do to kind of recreate what this tragedy that happened earlier.
Yeah, and you mentioned that is a live look, and we can still see some smoke.
Beverly Township Chief 1,
so clearly, if
Genesee County, Hazmat Supervisor.
There. And this is a court.
Operations, are we clear to send people back in for suppression?
We're able to listen to her interview that one witness that lives close by. So
Copy, sir.
a quarter-mile back, and you see the police presence and the emergency responders on scene, and we know that all agencies from all over the area responded. And one of those victims who had the injured hand there said he was surprised at how fast the police were on scene. They do these active things. It's just a way of life now. Clearly putting it into action today. And you mentioned
what's your location?
That they were able to engage this 40-year-old and eliminate the threat. So they say that there is no threat to the public now that this person has been taken out.
Hazmat 4, Hazmat 1.
Everybody an update what was said around.
You got rolling everything correct?
Straight from the source from the police.
Okay, just be advised. We're going to set up the Burton ladder. We're going to hit the A side here with the Burton ladder. Try to cool all that off.
What was that? Did you take roll and all of that?
Yeah, basically, I'm going to keep people out.
I'm going to be doing that here in a second. Copy that. Take care of your side of the report. Email it to me and I'll take care of the other side of it. Sounds good.
Live.
Did somebody call for PD for a shell casing near a 5-inch line?
Certain Chief 3, I did.
Where are you at, Ed?
On the Alpha Bravo corner, and there's 2 state troopers standing next to it right now, and an FBI agent.
Okay, copy. I have some officers over here on the Alpha Delta corner looking for you.
Okay.
We also, I believe, still have 2 shell casings on the Charlie side.
Okay, is there any PD with them?
Negative, they're covered with cones.
Okay, I'll send these 3 Davidson Township officers over to you.
No, big back there, operations.
There we go.
Oh, no. Yeah, first spot there, operations.
Tara Duvall, right? Do you want her to my left or right?
Right.
Tara, right here. I'm just waiting for them to call me in for my IFB. It might take a minute.
Day of happy homecoming.
How is this? They've been gone for 6 years.
At Naval Base San Diego. The USS America returned to San Diego after a 6-year deployment. ABC 10 News reporter Danny Miskell was there for the heartwarming reunions.
The USS America is back home here in San Diego. Let's go ahead and show you this exciting reunion. Many family members and loved ones just waiting to be reunited with these sailors who have been gone for months, even up to 6 years.
I'm just like really excited, and because I haven't seen him in so long, and I'm happy I got out of school for this.
I'm so proud of her. Just glad she's doing something and enjoying it, so that makes it even better.
I'm very proud of you, Thomas. You've been away in Japan for so long, and I'm so happy to welcome you back home.
This amphibious assault ship spent the last 6 years forward deployed in Japan, where it was the only ship of its kind operating in the Indo-Pacific. It's currently carrying 900 sailors and 2 Marines, many of them who are excited to reunite with their loved ones. During its time overseas, America led major exercises with allies across the Indo-Pacific and delivered humanitarian aid and disaster relief in New Guinea after a volcanic eruption. The service members on the ship conducted exercises with many of our allies in the Pacific, and the other part of their mission was to have a presence in the South China Sea, showing U.S. commitment to allies.
America's successful operations in the Indo-Pacific underscore the Navy's commitment to achieving peace through strength and a free and open Indo-Pacific.
Reporting at the Naval Base San Diego, Danny Miskell, ABC.
Exactly. You know, her name is Tara Duvall. She's standing here. She is with Henry Ford Genesis, and it's really interesting because this
is there a way to get the water back to engine 3?
There's
I see the tow truck down there setting it. They want to send that tow truck up through.
Tell us a little bit about how this went down.
I'll see what I can do for you.
So, hi, my name is Tara. I was actually downtown Detroit with my Teamster family. I am currently on strike along with 700 other nurses at Henry Ford Genesis, Grand Blanc. And immediately, we all received the messages. Immediately, we're in our panic mode. That's our family. Not to get into too much detail, but my coworkers attend there, their children attend there, our family attends there, and we're getting calls that our coworkers are affected by this. Again, I won't go into detail, but we're being pushed away by Henry Ford. We want to be in there, we want to be helping, and there's babies. I'm sorry, I take my kids preciously. I take every life preciously. And
so you went into the hospital?
I was down in Detroit at the time, but there were ER nurses, there were other staff that are currently on strike, that know that hospital, that know how that hospital works, that can provide the care that they needed at this time. It was a mass casualty. They needed the help. They needed all hands on deck, and they were pushing the nurses that were on strike away. They would not let them enter the building.
And so when that happened, you came over here to the scene.
Absolutely.
Describe what happened.
We rushed here immediately because we wanted to offer our help. This is, again, our community. This is who we are fighting for, and it's not just this community, it's all of nursing, it's all of healthcare. This should have never happened. Why are our babies, why are our churches and schools, why are we being targeted like this? And why can't we help? This is what we devoted our lives to, is helping our patients.
So when you came here, how did you assist the people here at the scene?
My coworkers, I arrived a little bit late. My coworkers were there. They said they did as much as they could. And, you know, anything a nurse can do, what is that? Show love, give a hug, assist that family member that's crying, that doesn't know what's going on, that maybe doesn't know where their family member's at. Anything that we could offer.
Describe the scene when you came over here. I don't know, how close did you get to the church, and what did you see with your own eyes? I mean, obviously this is all in real time.
You can show all hazmat units clear of staging. You can have fire route 4 back.
See the smoke immediately.
Copy, 1422.
You know, it was just a very, very somber feeling. You just knew something was bad. You knew something was bad. You come up to the road, you see all the construction tape. You see all the counties here. You see everybody. Everybody. And it's serious. It's serious. This is our Grand Blanc.
Yeah, and I know that some of your
not
coworkers
Blanc.
attend this church.
Oh.
What can you share?
Blanc.
I personally can't go further on that for reasons that it's personal, and I'll let them speak on that on their behalf.
Okay. All right then.
Wait, what?
Some of your coworkers.
It's serious. This is our Grand Blanc.
Yeah, and I know that some of your coworkers attend this church. What can you share?
I personally.
All right then. Look, thank you so much
right.
for what you do and for
I'll
sharing
get it.
that story. You know, again, it's stories like this. I mean, whether it's a resident, whether it's a nurse, you know, the victims inside, this incident has touched so many lives. We're around here and just hearing these things. I mean, we're going to be hearing stories come out for weeks and weeks ahead. Again, the FBI, they say they are sending 100 agents here to this scene to talk to eyewitnesses, to get these stories and to help them with this investigation. Of course, we're going to be out here. We're going to be collecting these stories, and as soon as we hear more, we'll bring it right to you. Back to you in the studio. Thank you.
Can I move?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. No, thank you, Tara.
Oh, Tara. Huh?
Do you
Tara's.
guys know anyone down there?
Tara Reid's character in The Big Lebowski. That's Tara. That's all Tara's, actually.
So but you weren't there at the time.
No.
I don't know why.
We didn't even go to church today, but.
I like that fun,
What's
though.
your name?
Brenna Fleetwood.
Say it again.
Brenna Fleetwood.
Spell it for me.
BRE.
Anybody know a Tara? Anybody know a Tara? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Brenna. And the last name?
Fleetwood.
Party girls.
Don't stray too far off the sanctuary because there's crews inside there.
I just
Okay, quick.
got baptized and been part of the church in January.
Wow. Okay.
Time to listen.
Okay.
First girl I
Does it
kissed was
shock
named
you?
Tara,
It really
actually.
does, 'cause typically, it's
Okay.
like this.
Okay, let me
I just remembered.
Firefighter Whitman, Firefighter Johnson on fire ground 3.
She was my dad's friend's daughter. Like, I don't know, maybe 10 or something. There's a picture of us picking each other. Doing.
What kept you home today?
I've been feeling a bit Adam about the church, but I love it still. And this
A little bit what?
Adam, like a bit away.
Why is that?
Because there's definitely certain things in the church that are like, you know, old-timey and
Got it.
traditional.
Exactly.
So I was just like, maybe I need a bit more space, but I still go for just the people, and because everyone's still sweet regardless.
Exactly.
Battalion 1, Chief 1, Burton.
What?
But
I've been here
You get a chance to see 11-1?
in the one in Blanc, because that's where I live. But
Okay.
we go and make it up here.
Exactly. You were baptized here?
No, I was baptized in Arizona, but my
How
family
often do
lived
you
here.
go here?
Twice. I went here twice.
So, but are you a member of this church?
Yes, I go to. There's a one in Flint, so I'm a member of that.
So, but are you a member of this church?
Yes.
This location?
Oh, no.
Okay, that's what. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me.
What is she doing there?
I want to edit this.
No, go ahead. I want to be on the news.
So you're a church member of the Church of Latter-day Saints. Is it Latter, Latter-day Saints?
you think? How's later spelled? Holy shit, are you serious? Film phonics work for me. Remember, the E at the end makes the A long. Later. Drug. White SUV. And American flags in the back. I don't even see what you're talking about. Something that drove past.
Firefighter Whitman, Firefighter Johnson on Fire Ground 3. Go for Whitman. I need that hydrant fitting back down here, please. We're reconnecting to this hydrant. I need that hydrant fitting back down here.
They still haven't gotten the fire out, dude.
You just felt like some of their conditions were a little dated.
Okay, clear.
Are they asking?
We did turn the gas off to the building, but still need them out here to double check.
Sawyer, what are you doing? He's knocked out. He jumps up in my lap too.
Well, when it comes to like marriage, yes, very, and I'm just like not adamant about that. It's very much an independent. But overall,
Did you hear that?
Operations North Oakland Chief 2. We're hooked up to San Engine 3 water.
That's wow. So this lady that she's interviewing right now, if you missed it, she's a member of the church, not this one, but
Yeah, we need an adapter.
a sister church or something, I guess. They're connected somehow. But she's, for some whatever fucking reason, she's drove out here to stand outside this perimeter and talk to a newscaster. It's already fucking weird. But now she's saying that the reason why she didn't like this specific one, and she goes to her sister church, I guess, maybe, or maybe Latter-day Saints in general, she doesn't go very often, because they believe in marriage. That was their old, that's her old-timey belief. Like,
we just came in this front door with the blue line.
That's really confusing. She said that she doesn't go for the message, she just goes to hang out with the people.
Bravo side copies. Great. Operations from Bravo side.
Go ahead, Bravo side.
They're just getting really weird. Like, it used to be weird already.
We have somebody that can add a couple hundred feet to that front inch and three quarter going into the Alpha Bravo area.
But now we got trannies in churches, gays in churches, people that are definitely not going to be able to have kids. It's like, I mean, kids are kind of part of religion in a way.
Staging from operations.
Churches are religion. There are. I went to non-denominational churches when I was a kid. What that means is they don't. It's not religion. Non-denominational is not actually a religion. It's nothing. They believe in reading the Bible and trying to interpret it the best they can. Now, oftentimes they'll have bands that'll play with guitars and drums and something other, like Baptists. They're not even supposed to dance. They don't have a bunch of rules and regulations and shit that are man-made. Well, it seems that those organizations with all the rules and regulations in church and religion, those are starting to get torn apart, because they're so desperate to have people in their pews
Let's go back staging.
that they're accepting everybody to come into their church. And this lady that she's interviewing is one of those people. They hope that, yeah, she's going to come around one day, but she doesn't sound like it. She's an independent woman. She doesn't believe in marriage, you just said. I'm going to listen to what else she has to say here. Hard to hear, I know. I'm going to mute the...
We're going to need to shut down the blue line going to the Alpha Bravo corner here to add 200 feet to it.
I'm going to mute this firefighter for a second, though.
Although, I mean, this was a church of love and compassion.
Yes,
yeah.
very.
What is it? Do you know any of the members? Do you talk to any of the members here?
I met one of the bishops one time, and his wife, she was so sweet, and she came up to me, and she gave me her number. So she...
What the fuck is this lady doing there, dude? She came from another church. She doesn't go to... She only knows one person. She met one lady one time, and she drove from who knows how far to be on the news. Weird. While at the same time, she's like, yeah, you don't have to have kids, guys. I'm one of you.
Sweet enough, especially, yeah, after I got baptized.
Okay.
It might not air, though.
Oh, well, I'll wait to hear from them. I'm not sure.
She's waiting to hear.
Likewise. Just give me a minute. They may say something. If you're going to be here, I'll come get you, okay?
She's waiting to see if they want to still use her or not after getting her story.
Okay. Thank you, Brent. Thank you.
This is interesting.
It's hot.
Behind the scenes. This is the type of footage I've always liked more than watching the news. It's like having a satellite back in the day.
So the only update I have, we have 20% left on this bag.
Yep.
They don't know what they want from us, so I figured I'm just going to leave it on until it dies. And we got to go charge it in the truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's our cutoff.
Oh, bummer.
Well,
this is the best stream there.
Talking about trying to get a team to come to relieve us.
Okay. Okay. All right. What did they tell you? What's up?
Chris Watson's in the car ahead of that.
Chris Watson?
He's a sheriff of Genesee County running for governor.
Oh.
He's sitting in the car in front of that red truck.
Thank you. Chris Watson, thank you.
It might get the guy running for governor to comment on it. Look at her and her bad self. Gonna go talk with her. Jiggle. Go get him, girl. Time to get on game. The life of a newscaster. They are. They have to go get the story. While the people in the studio just sit there and the story is given to them, but they're actually the most.
5 o'clock.
Oh.
I'm sorry. So are you able to go live?
Yeah, I got to be respectful of the whole process.
I don't really need to give details about this incident, but can I talk to you about these incidents are happening? We don't. We don't have to talk about it.
I wonder why they didn't have armed guards. Joel Osteen had multiple armed guards inside of that church. That's who took the gunman out. Someone
Hi, guys.
commented.
I'm with Fox 2. Hi. Hi, I'm Ingrid Kelly from Fox 2. Hi. How are you connected to the scene?
Oh, we just live down here. We're just trying to get back home.
Have they let you in?
We haven't tried yet.
Because I know one woman, they have not let her. Her husband is like 81 years old. We were going to try to just cut through them.
We'll see.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you
Very
so
sad.
Okay, it is. Thank you so much.
There is sometimes someone there with a gun to help, though. I don't know why it says not once. Or though. I don't know why this church. Maybe they don't believe in shooting people. Mormons.
Can you get her?
Mormons believe in guns.
Miss Fleetwood!
Not doing this.
No, she's not a witness.
Oh.
I was just trying to... No, he told me he couldn't talk.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I gotta give Simon his
Definitely not his scene.
Exactly.
medication.
Miss Fleetwood! She doesn't want it. Miss Fleetwood! What is she? Huh? Okay. Jay, they can't do it now. She said they have to go. Yep. So, okay, well, thanks. Yep. Why is she? I can't believe she told me she could do it, and then. Miss Fleetwood! Miss Fleetwood!
Okay, clear. Let me know before you fire them back up, or let Burton Ladder 1 know. They got about 70 pounds residual coming in right now while blowing their device.
Right. You know what? I'm actively out here just talking to people, and I actually met up with Tara Howard, a resident who I found just patiently waiting in her car. Unfortunately, can't get home right now. Miss Howard, talk to us about your feelings and what you know about the church.
I don't know much about the church. I just know that it's in my area. It's a place that I walk around occasionally for exercise. As far as me not being able to get home, I mean, this is just something you don't expect to see in person. You know, you hear and read about things in the news, but to have it in your front yard, in your backyard, like right across the street from where you live, and not be able to get home because of the destruction that's going on, it's just...
Talk to me. You were in church, your church at the time. Talk to me about how you were notified.
We have a number of police officers and things at our church, and they received a notice that there was an active shooting in the area, and we immediately went on protective mode, lockdown situation, and I was coming home, you know, thinking that's it, you know, something I'll see or read on the news. And as I'm coming home, I could see like the black cloud just hovering over my neighborhood. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's right in my neighborhood. And then I get to the street and can't get home. Can't get home.
Wow. So. And I understand you work for the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office. You've already talked to work.
I have, yep. And I talked to my boss to let her know. I don't know if I'll be in because I can't get home to change clothes. I can't get my work equipment or anything. So she just said to let her know if I need anything. They'll support me 100%. But this is just different. You don't expect it.
Exactly. And again, so close to home in your neighborhood and everything like that. What do you know about this church?
Not much. I haven't been here that many years, so I'm not too familiar.
But there's community events there, peaceful environment. You've never seen anything destructive there?
Never anything destructive. Never heard anything destructive. Neighborhood is so super quiet. You don't hear anything. Maybe a dog barking every now and then, but you don't hear anything.
Again, just when you look around at the number that's massive. Charlie, go ahead. Yeah.
Thanks.
So Charlie Langton, he just would like to ask you, talk to us about Grand Blanc. What is it like? What type of community is this? And again, just this sense of community.
Oh, there's a serious sense of community here. The Grand Blanc High School has a lot of events going on a lot of times. Just at the corner, you'll see a number of vendors and different activities going on in the neighborhood. I do see activity at the church as far as people dropping their kids off. I believe there's a daycare there or something of the sort in the mornings. But other than that, quiet community, you don't hear anything. Nice place to just get home and relax and just live life.
Yeah. And what's your second question, Charlie? Yeah. So in the press conference, the chief said that the alleged shooter, is a 40-year-old person from Burton. What can you tell us about that area?
I'm not too familiar with Burton. I do believe I have some friends that still live out that way, but I've never heard anything bad about any of the surrounding areas, to be exact, and especially something to this magnitude. You just don't expect it to be in your face.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely does give you pause when you see something like this. Right. So, and then one last question. We were wondering, do you plan to beef up security at your home based on this incident?
My home is pretty secure. what can you do? You do as much as you can. You secure as much as you can. Security alarm system, dogs, cameras, whatever. What can you do? What can the church do aside of locking the door behind each and every
Come on, Teddy. Come on, Teddy.
Christ of Latter-day Saints. Well, there was a full service going on, hundreds of people inside the church when the shooter bashed his car through the front door and began shooting. Somehow a police officer, they were very quickly on the scene, they exchanged gunfire with the shooter and the shooter was dead. However, before the shooter was dead, he deliberately set the fire that we're looking at fully engulfed this church. And that's about where.
It was at this barber shop where Michael Carreno was detained by
while giving somebody a haircut.
ICE while working. He's known as a talented barber.
That's
with
hilarious.
Loyal
Can you
clients,
imagine
many of
being the
whom
guy
are now
that's giving the
donating to
haircut?
help bring him home. At Stay Faded Barbershop, the day began like any other until immigration agents stormed through the door, arresting 24-year-old barber Michael Carreno in the middle of giving a haircut. Without giving him a chance to speak to his boss, they took him into custody.
Oh my God, the bleeding hearts.
His wife, Nadine McGowan, says it took days to locate and speak with him before he was ultimately transferred to the Immigration Detention Center in Eloy.
Because what they're doing basically is just kidnapping people.
McGowan, a U.S. citizen, says she has been married to Carreno for about 2 years. Carreno, a Venezuelan national, came to the U.S. seeking asylum, but his case is stuck in limbo. His arrest, she says, could not have come at a worse time as she prepares to welcome their baby in just 3 weeks.
It's been really hard, honestly.
They're welcoming a baby.
I don't want to cry.
Fucking
But,
fuckheads. You get here and have a baby.
Provider.
On top of his complicated asylum, earlier this year, the DHS secretary ended temporary protected
Guess who
status
gets to
for
take care of that baby
Venezuelans, a
now?
decision
You do.
Blocked, though it's still tied up in the court. Venezuelan nationals are now facing real uncertainty. Through it all, McOwen is trying to stay hopeful.
He has 2 more courts, and in that third final court, that's when the judge will decide if he wants him to stay or not.
Wait, why
She
not
says
10
she's
courts?
grateful to the community that has rallied around her, helping cover
Where's the
lawyer
due
fees
process?
and even surprising her with gifts for the baby.
The owner of Stay Faded Barbershop
Infinite
says
court
Michael's
appearances
barber chair
until
is
we give
waiting
him
for him
citizenship.
when he gets home, and so are his clients. Reporting in Yuma, Alexander.
Why do they run out of court appearances? Shouldn't they just be able to keep trying? I mean, it's only fair.
They are, and you have all these resources there at the moment. It just
3 court cases. Why so many court cases? Shouldn't there just be one?
As possible, all while still trying to figure out the scope of the damage of this chaos that erupted inside a church, where we know hundreds of people were attending.
That's what we need to do with the immigration system. We need to revamp it so there's only 1 court case, 1 court hearing, not 3. No appeals, there's no anything. You fucking win or lose the first time you talk to the judge.
And we also know that the feds are out there, the FBI, as state police, as you can see right there.
And if you come back,
let's go to Camille Ameri,
you
who
get
is
caught.
now at
Now
the
you're
scene
going to
right
get
there.
caned, whipped,
Camille, what can you tell us? We're looking at live pictures
or
of
you
where
can
the
fight
police
a
are
lion
doing a
for
search
10
warrant,
minutes.
presumably at the home of the shooter.
That's
Camille,
second
what can you
time.
tell us?
Third time. You
Yeah,
have to
so
fight the
we're
lion.
about 15 minutes, approximately 15 minutes away from
Only
the
one
church.
survives.
We're in Burton, which is a nearby town, and basically what you're looking at right now, as you said, live pictures,
Do that.
state
Stay
police,
in your
bomb
country.
squad, another, we
Or
already had one
maybe
show up,
stop
and then
in
just
one of the
within the
other
past few minutes,
countries
another
along the
state
way
police
that
bomb
you
squad
could
vehicle
stop.
showed up. From what we can gather,
Mexico
they
very
are
good.
searching a house on the other side of the trees, this big line of trees that you can see. We can't see the house, but we've been able to kind of just pinpoint that that's where they're searching. Again, a very large police presence, a very large media presence, and then just most recently, a lot of bystanders showing up and using their resources too, trying to figure out if they know this person. There are some people here who can't get home because their houses are down there, so they're just kind of on standby. So there's obviously a lot of public interest in this case. I've been asking everybody if they knew who he was. So far, we haven't found anybody yet. But again, it's still very early on in the investigation.
Why is
There's
it
also
taking
a
so long
police
to
chopper
ID
up
this guy?
above
The
the
FBI
search
already
right now.
knows who
So
it is. They're just not
obviously
letting us know.
they are having to make sure that everybody here is protected and
They're
safe.
really not going to let us know till
If there's
5.
still any active explosives inside the home, we're trying to figure out if the
5 Eastern,
suspected
though,
gunman
so
has if there were family members
a lot
inside the
sooner
home
than
or
I was
anything like
thinking.
that. So we're still working to figure out a lot of information. But again, people all kind of pitching together, trying to figure out what's going on. But that's what's going on here. Again, we're at Atherton and Center, which is we're in a neighborhood right now. It's a little bit it is more residential, but there is a Meyer and a Burton Glen Charter Academy right down the road. So that's what's going on here.
What the church looks like.
Sorry, I couldn't help you more. I appreciate you guys chatting. I'm just trying.
Yeah, it definitely has grown. I mean, the tape has been up this whole time since we got here. We came down here as soon as we found out about this. We were actually at the reunification center, but we really weren't getting much over there because the people there looked like they were just kind of standing around waiting, and we were told by a Chamber of Commerce representative not to approach them and not to even get anywhere close because obviously this is a very traumatic time for everybody. So we found out about this place. We headed over here as soon as possible, and just since we've been here, there have been more police showing up. The 2 large state police bomb squad vehicles that are right now, hopefully, I think you can see in your shot, they have since showed up since we got here. So the presence is definitely growing. Again, Michigan State Police seem to be in charge here, but again, we're seeing vehicles from all over the place, and again, a very large media presence. And then also as well, just a lot of bystanders showing up, just really curious about what's going on. Yeah. I mean, I don't get the feeling, you and I both been on a lot of these scenes where things are very frantic and we see them running and we see the guns drawn. That is not the case here. We are seeing them just kind of walk around, going to vehicle, kind of look like they're getting set up. I don't know if they're waiting to actually approach the home just to determine maybe if there aren't any explosives inside the home that could be detonated. Of course, that's speculation, but it's always something that you have to keep in mind, especially with this type of situation. So, yeah, right now we're just kind of, they look like they're kind of just setting things up right now, maybe even to send a drone in. So right now I think it's just kind of a wait and see. And unfortunately, we just don't have clear eyes on the property because of this huge tree line. If all of these trees were here, we would be able to see the house. But because of the way it's set up, we're not able to see that.
It could be a safety issue for the officers involved. I think you said it, Camille. This was likely an explosive situation. There may be more in the house. Again, that's just speculation at this point in time. But with the fact that they are there, the shooter is he is dead. So they've got the house. They can secure the house. They can do what they have to do. There's a drone. Looks like a drone that the state police are going to send up around.
Dog? No, nobody cares about that now.
Just scope it out, just to see what they have to. And again, it's for precaution.
This guy hasn't ID'd yet.
So that's what we're looking at right now. State police are there. Looks like they're conducting a massive investigation at the home of a suspected shooter. Camille, what else can you tell us while you're at your computer?
Well, of course, everybody here is I mean, this is a smaller community, so everybody here is kind of working to try to figure out if anybody knew this guy, if anybody knows if he's got family members, if any of the family members were home at the time when police raided. So a lot of armchair detectives, so to speak, here trying to figure things out. And of course, we're asking everybody who shows up, did you know him? Do you know him? We know he's 40-year-old man from Burton. From what I've been able to gather from out here, people here say they did not think that he belonged to the church, but again, that's not confirmed. So I hesitate to put that out there, but everyone's just trying to figure out who he is and what his motivation was, and that's just the million-dollar question, because obviously a story of this magnitude really, it really has to make you wonder what is going through somebody's head.
And we may get some more information at a press conference that is scheduled for 5 o'clock as well, just a couple of hours from now. All right, Camille, thanks so much. Appreciate your reporting out there. On the scene now where the police are at the suspected shooter's home conducting an investigation. State police, they've got their bomb squad out there. They also now have a drone. Likely they're going to do a scope out the home to see if there's any danger to them or what they can find. Camille, thanks so much. We'll check in with you a little bit later as well. Camille Merritt, live at the scene.
Vacuum over here.
Get the sense there that they moved in position very quickly, and then once they're in position, it's all about being deliberate and taking your time. We saw them just moments ago take out a drone to possibly get an aerial view of what they're dealing with. There's no sense, as you mentioned, with the gunman being deceased, to rush in there without making sure that everything is checked and orderly. The last thing you want is another disaster on your hands, and you get the impression from Camille just being there, some distance away, but not an incredible distance away, with other bystanders and other neighbors there, that they're all more curious than they are rather concerned at this time, which is a good thing, and no sense that they should behave any other way, at least from the authorities there on the scene, who are clearly carrying out a job and have a big task ahead of them as they try to figure out what may have led up to all of this. All of this taking place at one scene, and then of course the other scene, the main scene, where this violent crime was carried out around 10 o'clock today at the Church of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc. The view that you're looking at right now is in Burton, which Camille mentioned is just a 15-minute drive north of where the church was. Yeah.
There's also another issue too. Even though that the gunman apparently is deceased, but there could be an issue of preservation of evidence. I don't know if there'll be any criminal case coming from this. It's possible, especially if there's an accomplice or he was working in some kind of conspiracy or something. Again, I'm speculating at this point in time, but the police do want to make sure that they can gather evidence appropriately so that it could be admissible if, in fact, there is some kind of a court proceeding later. It's very important that the chain of evidence. Now, these cops know what they're doing. Yeah. You've got the best of the best in the state now in Burton, Michigan, and checking out what's going on here. So this is obviously, but again, for precaution, for preservation of evidence, and they want to collect the right evidence. So they want to make sure. So a lot going on in Burton, Michigan.
Okay, and we have some new video that we want to show you just into the Fox 2 newsroom now of the fire that was taking place shortly after the shooting took place. We know that from a 1 p.m. press conference today that police believe that the same shooter ignited the flame somehow. That all has to be determined still. But these are just from miles back from the actual church in an area of Grand Blanc that viewers have sent into us now. Showing the smoke, the plumes of smoke, the rising from the church. Other views from it show the whole church engulfed in flames. And we know that at the time when all of this was set, when the shooting took place, a service was going on. There were hundreds of people inside that church. It is unknown how many still remain in that church and are presumed dead at this point after the fire has been burning 4 hours. So we still are trying to get the all clear from the fire department for them to move in, collect what evidence they can. As Charlie was mentioning, that much of that evidence, if there was any, is probably gone by now, given by the scope of that fire. And this just shows you just how big of a scene it truly was.
I just can't believe it happened. I can't believe there's anything much left in that church that's going to be valuable to. No, there could be obviously valuable to the authorities, but as far as video evidence of what happened inside, I'm not sure. I think that's what the FBI they're doing right now, talking to the people that were in the church. Everybody's got a cell phone. Everybody probably has video, and they want that video just to make sure to figure out exactly what happened. How did he carry out this plan? It seems to be a very deliberate plan. And could it be repeated, or is there another target, or et cetera, et cetera? That's what they want to know, again, for safety and obviously to prevent another tragedy like this. I mean, this was a service on a Sunday. People there, no one would have expected this, and it's just a tragedy.
Yeah, and the true scope is still unknown. We do know that 10 people, 10 victims here. The shooter is dead. The shootout killed in a shootout with police. It was around 10:30 that he drove a vehicle into the church, got out, and immediately started firing. We did hear from one witness whose hand was bandaged, says that a bullet flew through his vehicle. The glass broke, and he got cut as he was trying to flee from the church, while also checking on the rest of his family. He said he was separated from his son at the time and was very concerned where that person was. Thankfully, the two of them got in touch, and everybody in that family was okay. But he just described the chaos of hearing these booms over and over, not knowing, your brain is trying to comprehend what's going on. When you're at a church service, the last thing you probably expect is for this to take place. So as he's getting out, he saw a person wearing camouflage that he hadn't recognized before, and that person had a gun and was pointing the gun at him and then pointing it at others, firing until police, which he said, arrived very swiftly. He commented on how fast they got there. Clearly, calls were pouring into 911 as this all was taking place. When you think of the amount of people that are in that church at the time, and the panic that has ensued as people try to flee for their lives.
And the police got there so fast that they exchanged gunfire with the shooter and shot the shooter. So you got to give some of the local authorities some credit for getting there so quickly.
Charlie, I'm hearing that we have another report coming from Camille, who again has some sound to share.
Well, I was at work. My son called me and said that something was on fire. And so then my coworker, she went going through her phone, and she said there was an active shooter. at a church, and I was like, oh wow. And so then she kept going through her phone, and she was like, that I guess he was shot dead, and that he was from Burton. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then she said that he lived off of Center and Atherton. I was like, wow. So then I come home, leave work, come home and see all this, you know. And so my apartment is right down there. And so it's just unbelievable. I didn't know the guy. I seen maybe once or twice, seeing a gentleman bringing the trash to the front. Other than that, nothing. I don't know anything about him, but from conversations I've had with a few people here, they said he was a veteran. He would help out young kids with, you know, like baseball leagues and football and things like that, and he is just like, it's just unbelievable. You never know what a person is going through. You never know what is going on in a person's mind.
Yeah, what's your reaction? You know, what do you think, what goes through your mind when you pull up and see this right outside your apartment?
Scared a little bit. I'm a widow. I've been a widow for 6 years. I live alone, you know, but I put my trust in God, you know, put my trust in God and ask God for his protection every day and keep his guardian angels around me. You know, I really feel for the families, you know, even feel for the accused, you know. It's just sad. It's really sad.
Have you ever seen anything like this happen here?
No. Never in my life. Never in my life. Like I said, it's just unbelievable. It's just sad situation. Really sad situation. You know how some families, just lives are destroyed 2.2 seconds. So.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so that was Camille and Mary's camera. They were interviewing somebody who presumably lives next to where those search warrants are being carried out, which is the shooter's home.
He's going to be used for an agenda to try to take away ARs.
Perspective on what she knows, saying that she didn't know him very well, that you would see him kind of taking in the trash and things of that nature. You know, probably very, very neighborly type stuff without going into you know, too much detail about what his mindset was at the time, and she frankly said, you never know, and that is the truth. We just don't know what's going on with anyone else's lives, and you can never assume anything, which is why they want to make sure that they're connecting all the dots, and we're seeing that presence outside of that home, Charlie.
And authorities have not confirmed the name of the shooter yet or who it is, so we don't know, but these are what's talking about. We do know Camille Mary was there in the area where the police, a very heavy active police presence, as you saw. We're also getting word there's going to be a candlelight vigil tonight, 7 o'clock. Just try to pull it up right now. Do we have it right in front of you? Here it is. Holly Redeemer Football Field in Burton at 7 o'clock. And that's going to be the organizer there, Pastor Toma. There's going to be the candlelight vigil to there. Should we go back now to Camille?
Listen, if we came to this.
Thank you so much, Jason. All right. Okay. All right, Carolyn, we'll go ahead and toss this back to you, but we will stay out here and continue behind the scenes.
Don't want to waste, so no, you're good. You don't want to waste it. They're like $10 a shot.
We'll continue to just kind of recap on where we stand now, as we have two unfolding scenes. One of them hearing taking place in Grand Blanc outside of a church. The second one just a few miles north in Burton, where the suspected shooter's home, where we see a large police presence, including the bomb squad, SWAT members, and Michigan State Police, along with other law enforcement agents. We know that, frankly, upwards of 100 FBI agents are descending on this small town of Grand Blanc as we speak, to try to make sure that they have all the resources that they could possibly need. There's still, as this is all transpiring, a recovery effort to find out how many victims potentially are at play here, as we heard, and we haven't gotten any update since then. Let's see if it's getting bad, right?
Yeah. Okay. What's your name?
Jason.
Jason, what's your last name?
Miller.
Miller, M-I-L-L-E-R?
Yes, sir.
So what can you tell us about the situation?
So obviously they've connected him to what happened at the church this morning, which is a really sad thing. I spoke with somebody in the parking lot a little bit earlier, that's supposedly pretty good friends with him, which I do believe because of the emotions the guy was showing, that this guy was a stand-up guy and would do things for anybody. Did say he was an Army vet. Have no clue if that's what the truth is to that. But if he was, and something triggered him, I can see why. Because, I mean, what do we do for our vets? I mean, a lot of this is starting to happen nowadays. Something's got to be done. We got to start taking care of our people. A lot of sickness going on. It's got to be changed.
Did you learn his name by chance?
I did, but I'm not going to speak of that until, I mean, obviously I don't want to say somebody's name and then not actually be the name, but I'm pretty certain that, I do know the name. But
that's fair.
And you live nearby? I'm
about a mile up the road here.
So, I mean, just seeing all this has to be really troubling.
Yeah, it is. It is troubling. A mile from home, and obviously, it's getting closer for all of us, right, to home. It's getting a lot closer for all of us. So when it starts getting this close, you're not just looking at the TV screen saying, oh my God, I feel bad for these people, I feel bad what's going on. It's here now. And that's why I say, we got to do something. It's getting to be a problem. And what's the solution? I have no clue. Does anybody know? I don't think so, but a lot of people will be mad at me for saying this. Technology is the biggest problem. These smartphones, these apps. I truly believe that is one of the biggest culprits to our society today and the sickness. I really do.
Have you ever experienced or witnessed anything like this ever?
Not nothing to this
level.
Yeah, not to this level. I've never witnessed. I've been in a gas station before where a guy come in and tried to rob it, but that was nothing. He got scared and ran away. So, any other questions?
Anything else you want to add?
Everybody, live life. You're out here to have a smile, right? Keep your chin high. Live life. That's all you can do. Keep moving on. And that's about it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I just heard there was a resident in the area says that he knows who the suspected shooter is. We'll follow up with that in a moment. We've got some terrible news coming into our newsroom right now. Police have just confirmed that another victim has died.
Yeah,
That
dude,
makes
the questions these reporters ask,
along with the shooter, 3 people dead total, but 2
it
victims.
pissed me off, dude. Like, I would actually want to say something back, like, what stupid question is that, lady? Do we have any other questions?
Condition, but now we have
I'd be like Trump.
2 victims in that church, and we still don't know.
Most people aren't used to having a camera in their face ever, though, and talking to
the police seem to think
random
that there
people,
were
talking to hundreds of people,
inside
thousands
the church
of people
that went up in flames earlier. So this is a terrible tragedy situation developing. Just getting word in now to our Fox 2 newsroom.
Yeah, and it's going to take some time for all of that to be sorted out, as you know, that we are being kept a good deal away from the scene, both where they're executing the search warrant and
like that, you know what I mean? Like
itself,
going through,
reason, the law enforcement
can't go home all of a sudden, or like is he stuck out there or what?
Able to do that safely, and everybody else is kept kept safe, members of the public as well. And if you're wondering why we're not being able to show any more aerial views, there is a no-fly order that has been issued over this area that we're looking at here in Burton and over at the church as well. So it's going to be some time before we could see the state of the fire that was burning at a good clip some hours ago.
So that's why we don't have footage
how
of the fire.
Law enforcement and first responders could get in there.
Why would they
and
no-fly zone
that
it?
scene there, and also what is transpiring
Keep
exactly at this scene
keep
that
the
we're
drones
watching play
out?
out, as we heard from just a couple
Maybe.
neighbors that were just kind of giving their thoughts and how they just never saw this coming, as we typically hear when we're talking to people who live next to suspects post crime, that they typically from neighbors don't have many warning signs before something of this magnitude is carried out.
So there's going to be another press conference at 5 o'clock. We're going to get some more details about the investigation, about the shooting.
I don't understand
perhaps,
this,
and
dude.
but more of the victims now.
This is what I'm reading over here. Get it for you. Certain button. There it goes. Last spring, here in the West, Travis Decker killed his 3 young daughters and himself. Former military with major mental illness. His wife blames difficulty of accessing mental health care at VA. I don't get it. How is it hard to... You just go to the fucking VA and tell them that something's wrong with your head, and they'll give you a doctor to talk to. I don't get that. That's a fucking lie. It's not... Mental health is not hard to access at the VA. Where are they at? In the middle of nowhere? Not near any hospital? Not near any clinic? What's really going on? You picked to live there, man.
Confirmed 2 people dead. 2 of the victims died in this shooting. So a lot of questions.
Right. I mean, nowadays,
why the shooting?
Like even now with Veterans Choice, you don't necessarily have to go to the hospital. They'll let you go to an outside psychiatrist or whatever.
Did what he did. How planned was it? Did he have some kind of a device to set this place on fire? Did he leave a note? That's what the police are doing right now. You're looking at live pictures from Burton, Michigan. This is where the shooter allegedly lived. You can see law enforcement authorities quite some distance from the home, but we earlier saw a drone that the police sent up there. That's the bomb squad. They're on target. They're on the scene just to make sure that there's no explosive devices. We don't know, but certainly we can assume a little bit that there was a bomb placed by the shooter somehow to cause that terrible fire that likely put the
Someone's
church.
Blaming this on Trump right now.
Yeah, just a horrible scene that's
Trump's
transpiring.
America with the
as
3
each
Ks.
moment passes and we learn further details, the tragedy grows again. Just if you're just joining us, then a second person has been confirmed dead, bringing the total of innocent victims here to 2. Then the shooter got in a shootout with police and was killed in that. So that would be 3 fatalities, 7 others at least that were injured in some taken to area hospitals in various degrees of seriousness.
But we know this shooter must have planned
Trump's America is always the Democrats rioting.
They say hundreds of people were at that service. He deliberately smashed his car through the front door, got in, and started shooting. We know 10 people total victims. Now 2 have died. At least another perhaps more in critical condition and some in stable condition. Somehow the cops get on the scene. They started firing, and they in fact killed the shooter. But he deliberately did this during a service on a Sunday, of which hundreds of people were there. The people that were escorted out of the church, they are now being interviewed as we speak by the FBI to determine what they can learn from this shooting. Whatever evidence that may have existed possibly has been burned up in that fire that leveled this church. We'll get more information on that at a 5 o'clock press conference just a couple of hours or so from now. At least that's what the chief said will be the next.
What is this? This has to be a child, right? Charlie Kirk had massive gums and tiny teeth, laughing
reached the White House, the
hysterically.
governor, all of them weighing in. Obviously, when we have a tragedy of this magnitude, we've
just
seen this
try trying to upset somebody.
In Metro Detroit, unfortunately.
We're not even talking about Charlie Kirk. What are you doing?
Obviously, thoughts and prayers are coming in from leaders from around the area and around the country.
Everybody in chat's a comedian. Semi-automatic Tylenol did this.
This look here at what's happening outside of the shooter's home, presumably.
All right, so Dave Spencer, let me ask you a question. You've been on many of these things, these active scenes.
I'm
you're a reporter.
Gentiles.
What's going through your mind?
Muslim
Where do you
joke,
think the feds, the state police and local police, where are they concentrating mostly on?
Excommunicated furry.
Is going to be carried out. That this
Everybody is a comedian. Thoughts and prayers. Look, there's finally a serious comment. Well, I don't have chat up all the time.
Every indication from what we heard from law enforcement is that will be the case. That's what they said at 1 o'clock, is that there is no threat to the public. You don't say
Erica Kirk loves BBC.
This person
what the fuck, man?
What's
wrong with the world, dude?
Indicates that they want to make sure that they're right on their assumption.
We're dead in this situation here, and we're finding out more and more people are dead. In the chat, this cares about one-liners that are grotesque.
That is where your concern grows.
It's fucking ridiculous where we're at. Kids, first off, there needs to be some sort of identification to get an account on YouTube. Any kind of platform, at least the platform needs to know exactly who the fuck you are, or you can't talk, or you can't fuck. You can watch all you want, motherfucker, but you ain't saying shit. That's how it should be.
He may know how to use weapons. He obviously
dude, because we give voice to every. There could be a fucking 6-year-old for all we know.
Trained in the guns, are these legal guns, etc.? Does he have a criminal record?
Any of these people.
And they want to find out, obviously, to prevent further shootings and attacks.
A fascist to want ID? How is that fascist? You explain to me how that's fascist.
Was he working with someone? And again, we're speculating right now, but that's what they're doing. That's why the police are taking their time. That's why they're doing it the right way. Presumably, there are search warrants, so the court system has been involved. You got to gather the evidence the right way.
Like our government was founded on us being anonymous.
So quickly enough to take out the shooter.
Our votes aren't anonymous, dude. You know that, right?
Not been a police presence.
Hell, when I registered as a Republican, it was on a postcard that my postman could see. Now he knows. He's a Panamanian national.
What was he doing?
Citizen here now,
but 100 people there setting a church on fire, and there may still be more
victims. That's not explaining anything.
That's what the chief of police hinted a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, all this taking place during
private business, dude.
Children there with families. All of them
the government. What are you talking about?
A church service.
Give you the right to be anonymous, dude.
And what we learned from their webpage at the LDS Church website is that this is roughly a 2-hour service, and that they take part in sermons and songs and prayers and receive the Eucharist, and then at that moment is when this gunman, this 40-year-old, who police say is from Burton, drove a vehicle through the church, got out, and started to shoot, and subsequently lit a fire, and then engaged with police and was ultimately killed. The scope of which this tragedy, we still don't know. They've been forthcoming with us, police, as they get this information. Again, we just learned
First Amendment doesn't protect your rights of anonymity on any platform, dude.
We're still waiting to see how many more potentially, what the ages of the other victims are, the severity of their injuries. All of those things are still unknown at this time. Again, we're just a couple hours away from a second news conference. They were prompt at 1 o'clock. They said they would give us the information at 1. They said they're going to give us the information at 5.
Democrats aren't two sides of the same fucking coin. Democrats are retarded.
Everybody has these questions, right, Charlie? That they want to know why. How could this? They said they would give us the information at 1. They said they're going to give us the information at 5, and they hope to learn more. Because everybody has these questions, right, Charlie? That they want to know why. How could this happen? And what was going on?
YouTube knows my full name. That's the thing. That's my point. The platform needs to at least be able to hold the person accountable to who they are if they get way out of fucking line with the shit their rhetoric are saying.
We don't want to.
They're getting terroristic.
Do what they have to do, and what they have to do right now is make sure that everyone
acted a certain way. Now they get put on a government list.
Very, very important.
People that we watch. People don't have any of that in their mind if that's ever going to happen because they're completely anonymous on there, though.
So you got to let them.
But if they knew YouTube knew exactly who they were, they might act just a little bit different.
Let me just.
You get on the phone there. I'll kind of recap what we know so far. We have 2 scenes. One of them that you're looking live at now. This is in Burton, about 15 minutes north of the church, which is in Grand Blanc.
Culture, dude. It's children that are
this morning.
Leading
the church was fully
that culture.
In flames. The flames could be seen from miles away.
You gave children way too much of a fucking voice, dude.
Came in,
way too much. Why the hell would we give children
day.
the same amount of voice that
Just
adults
massive
have.
flames as the
The
entire
platforms
church
that
is
adults
engulfed.
use
Hundreds of
primarily.
people were presumably inside for a
I
church
get it.
service.
Hey, give children free reign, talk all the shit they want on Roblox, not on YouTube. Because we don't know that that's a child. And they could be inflaming a situation. A bunch of kids could come in and inflame a situation. We think that's an adult fucking saying that crazy shit. But then they're creating hatred in the other side. It's you got a kid acting ultra fucking leftist because he thinks it's funny. It can create ultra right-wing people, and they're just a kid. They shouldn't have that kind of power.
When fires happen at an apartment building that size and it breaks
That's
out
why
that
we
quick,
need ID.
usually it's catastrophic.
There needs to be age restrictions.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And I mean, you've got a church. I don't know how many doors they have to get out of the church. I mean, that's the problem. Now, I don't know how old the church is and what kind of, fire. I mean, all that kind of stuff. But you've got hundreds of people, according to the police, there, and you've got a shooter inside. I mean, that's just crazy. So that's what the police are trying to figure out right now. You can see a stretcher right there. This is video that was shot earlier.
Yeah, we have some eyewitness sound that we want to get you. This was somebody who was right there on the scene as this unfolded, and he gives us some interesting perspective. Let's take a listen.
Oh, children should not have the right to free speech. Like, you must be a child, dude. Actually, you grew up with the windshield smartphone in your life. Your whole life.
Windshield that was as he shot at our car as we were trying to drive away.
And that's your car, the purple one?
Yeah, the maroon Flex. Yeah.
I got a picture of it or a little video.
When in history have children ever had the fucking voice that they have now to do it anonymously? Gallivanting as adults. People think they're a fucking adult because they don't know any better. When have kids ever had that type of possibility? Ever? Never. They've never fucking had it. We shouldn't let them have it now. It's not fucking fashion. It's common sense.
Through your head as that kind of was transpiring.
Honestly, get my wife away and find my son.
So your son wasn't with you. Do you know where he
was? Sorry, that's
a repeat from earlier.
He was in another vehicle. We were on the phone with him. He was ducked down in another vehicle trying to just lay low.
And you ended up getting in contact with him, and he was
okay? we were actually on the phone with him when the shooter came out the door, and then that's when I just put pedal to the metal to try to get out, and that's when he started shooting at our vehicle, and that's what you saw there.
And tell me what led up, like what did you see leading up to your windshield kind of exploding or the bullet coming through?
Church had started at 10 o'clock. We had
I feel like I can still get through to
congregational hymn. We were getting ready to take the sacrament, and we heard just a loud bang. And then we saw that the front wall, so the front part of the chapel, the wall was cracked. And so we at first figured somebody accidentally had done something. So we started rushing out to go help. And then as soon as I saw the American flags on the truck, and that it was on purpose, and somebody yelled that it was on purpose, I started trying to get people out of the area and away, to disperse away.
And I guess how soon, from you getting injured, did you realize that you were getting shot at? Like, did all that happen first and then you got shot at?
No. So, yeah, all of that happened first. Okay. And then I was kind of trying to gather people, trying to find my wife. I ended up finding my wife, and then we went to our vehicle. We called our son, found out he was in another car. I was trying to get to that car so that I could get him in the vehicle. There were some elderly ladies and some sisters in our ward that are in our congregation that we got brought into our vehicle so that because they can't run very fast, and so we wanted to make sure that they were safe. As soon as I saw the door open with the shooter and with his rifle, that's when I tried to drive away, and that's when he shot at us. And so there was multiple shots, probably a few dozen before that even happened. I didn't see anybody else get shot. I'm aware, from what I know, there are people that were shot, and some that, at least one that I know of, that was killed.
And kind of in the aftermath, in this point you're at right now, what's going through your head right now?
Just confusion. It's you want to make sense of these things. You never will. it's it's a mental illness, I'm assuming. It really can't be anything else, so there's really not a way for us to over the next few days people are going to say, oh, it's because of this and because of that and because of this.
Bullshit.
The reality is, it's just, I'm sure it was just some individual who's sick in the head. None of us recognize this guy. He came in with camel pants and an assault rifle, and so confusion and just sad. And relief that my family's okay, but sad for those that might not be.
I mean, and you did see a lot of people, or we saw a lot of people exiting. So a lot of you guys did, were able to make it out. What do you say to the group effort to get everyone out safely?
I'd say the police came very quickly, faster than I would have expected, which is great. So I'm very grateful for their presence, their ability to come and help. I think, I'm sure in the future we're going to start figuring out protocol in churches what to do with this kind of thing. And even though we really shouldn't have to, that should not be something that you have to be afraid of when you go to worship.
Yeah, and I guess
we have Muslims
my last
in our
question
country.
I can think of right now.
You have to be scared to be Christian here now.
Like you said, churches around, this has happened around the country several times, and churches, in a group, it has happened to churches, but schools, businesses. There was a stabbing in Walmart in Traverse City. What do you kind of say to all of that?
I don't know.
Are any folks members of the Jehovah's Witness Church at all?
I don't know. I think I have to kind of wrap my head around this a little bit.
The president of the church died last night too, at 101 years old. He was the oldest
trying to wrap your head about what
Latter-day
happened.
Saint
He
president
still had a fresh bandage on his hand after he was recalling that was a person that was there at the church service with his family, encountering the shooter.
And then there were two other. There was a North Carolina shooting at a bar, and then there was
long gun. He tried to drive away.
A casino shooting.
Getting the shooter's attention.
Also
who then
last
shot
night
at his vehicle, breaking the glass, which resulted in the injuries. It's hard for anyone to comprehend what it would be like then, as smoke was rising in the backdrop of that interview, to put yourself in the headspace of anyone who had just lived through that, and let alone the people that were inside going through what they were going through.
The left want him to be MAGA so bad over here.
And knowing that some of them did not, in fact. So here we are
Fox,
looking again at some
but
live
it's Detroit.
pictures. As we still are monitoring two scenes, as we have team coverage out there. We have Camila Miri
Or
at
the
one
shithole
scene
wants it to be MAGA that did it.
We have a second reporter, Ingrid Kelly, who is just a quarter mile from the church. Obviously, in both instances,
the shittiest hole of Michigan wants it to be MAGA.
As they kind of both law enforcement,
it wants to be one of theirs again.
State police, the bomb squad,
and MAGA.
FBI,
Why does everybody think it's a MAGTard?
First responders from
Because if it is a MAGA dude, he's retarded.
Law enforcement agencies work to see how much more information they could gather about what took place inside that church.
This guy says 100% MAGA lost his VA insurance health care.
What caused that fire?
Interesting.
And the fact that we know that, according to police, that
how do you lose you don't lose your VA health care.
We saw the fire.
It's not a temporary thing. You get it, and you get it, and you don't.
Of what they're trying to glean about the person said to be responsible for carrying out this attack. We've heard from a couple people earlier today who live close by
and I don't
to
think
him.
I can lose it.
Others saying that they would have never
Unless all of a sudden they decide that I'm no longer a veteran.
Ties to military services in the past.
Or made too much money. That had to be like a millionaire or something, probably.
Are saying,
then I wouldn't lose it. I would just have a deductible.
Regarding what took place around 10 o'clock today. A tragic act of violence occurred today at the chapel of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, Michigan during Sunday worship. A gunman opened fire.
I don't know how it works if I was rich. I never really thought about it.
We're asking for the cooperation of local authorities as details become available. The church is in communication with local law enforcement as the investigation continues, and we receive updates on the condition of those affected. We want to offer thanks to the emergency responders who are assisting victims and families, and we are deeply grateful for the outpouring of prayer and concern from many people around the world. In moments of sorrow and uncertainty, we find strength and comfort through our faith in Jesus Christ. Places of worship are meant to be sanctuaries of peacemaking, prayer and connection. We pray for all peace and healing for all involved. Again, that was a statement from the Church of Jesus Christ of
Being a
Latter-day
millionaire will
Saints,
not automatically
the LDS
disqualify
Church
you
in
from
Grand Blanc
using VA
was
healthcare
the
system.
scene
It
of
may
this-
affect whether
of
you
this
had to pay
terrible
co-payments.
crime, that took place around
Other
1040,
healthcare
when
based
we
on
know
variety
that
factors,
hundreds of
your level
people
is only
were just attending a service when a 40-year-old man
if he had
from Burton,
PTSD, then he's
used
probably
his vehicle
service
as a weapon
connected.
itself,
He would
crashing
definitely
through the
have
front doors
VA.
of that church, and then immediately got out and opened fire. And some of the stories are really, really difficult to listen and shed some perspective. And again, as we saw, smoke billowing, because one scene is a shooting, right? And then the shooting ends after they're encountered with police, and then we have this giant
Stop
fire
MAGA violence
that erupts
is
at
the number
same time,
2 person
where
saying this
resources then
shit
have to be devoted.
in
And you
all
think about
caps.
the law enforcement who put themselves in harm's way, not
What is
knowing
up
at
with the
time if the
Dims,
threat is
man?
eliminated,
Just
but still
spreading
knowing that they have to put this fire out and
misinformation,
save as many
dude, as
lives
soon as they
possible,
can.
in
They're
that
trying to
effort.
spread
And
misinformation about how it's a MAGA. It's a fucking MAGA. He's a veteran with PTSD? Oh, gotta be MAGA, he's a veteran. Why? Because you Democrats are too fucking pussy to join the military? Probably. I digress.
The church, whether or not they are attendees or not, an entire community was absolutely rocked today, and the scope of it is still unknown. As I mentioned, and I've mentioned many times now, 2 scenes unfolding here. This is the one where we're getting live looks of what's taking place in Burton. Burton, just to give you an
Y'all
idea,
knows that it's
is about
uncool to
15
use
minutes
slurs.
north of
Maybe you should
where
be the
church
one
took
who
place.
is
So 15-minute
censored.
drive
Shut
head
up.
south, and that's believe happened today.
Do we ban this guy? Do you like seeing him say something every now? I don't like his name already. Get a rope with a name like Get a Rope. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? When I hang somebody?
At 1 o'clock today, we got an update from police. Here's what we learned.
I think I banned you before just because of your name.
Who the fuck are you, man?
That a 40-year-old man from Burton
I do that.
rammed the front door of a church with a vehicle, got out and started shooting. We heard from one of the witnesses that we spoke with just moments after it, saying he was wearing all camouflage, and that person did not recognize him as a member of the church. We know at the time there were 10 victims, 10 shooting victims. We've since learned that a second person has died. One died initially, and then a second person we have learned has died. We know that multiple were taken to area hospitals.
You tell me. I'm
in critical
asking
condition,
you.
While 7 people were taken in stable
problem?
condition.
That's your second strike.
We do know that they were working very promptly when
Telling
they
my
gave us
people
that
what to
update at
do.
1 to get a search warrant on the suspect's
Your
house,
people.
which you're
See
looking
the
at
difference?
now. Is what we believe is actually taking place, is that they're carrying out that search warrant, and that they hope to learn more about what maybe led up to this shooting. If there was they believe that he was acting alone. They said there was no other threat to the public at this time.
Yeah, so it does mean you fucking talk about hanging somebody. I've seen the commercial,
and
dude.
then what started the fire? We need to
I already don't like
learn
you.
exactly
The fuck you talk about
how that
hanging
fire was
people
started.
for?
They did say at 1 o'clock that the suspect believed to have started the fire at the church, and they also mentioned that there were hundreds in there, and there were people near the fire that couldn't get out. That was what police said at 1 o'clock. We don't know the status of that fire. We did, when we were looking in, again, our crews are kept about a quarter mile away from the actual scene of the church. And every time we would check in with the camera view from that angle, the smoke was less and less. There was still some haze, but they want to make sure that everything is definitively out before they go in and assess the
only
scope
thing
of it.
on your
The last thing they
channel
want
from
to do
3
put
months ago is
themselves
something that
in
says
further
dictator
danger.
approved.
So
you
that's
think
kind of
Trump's
the
a
process,
dictator, do
of
you?
which we are to this point.
I think you're a dick.
Again, we've been hearing some people who
Tater.
live near the
Little
church and
potato
say,
head
you know,
with a
this
small
is
penis.
a peaceful place of worship. They
Think
never
about you.
could point to anything that would say otherwise, and they were clearly rocked by what happened as well. They mentioned that, you know, they didn't attend to the church per se by themselves, but they live within a proximity of it, and they could definitely feel for anyone involved. Anytime this
Did you even end up here
magnitude,
lost or something?
You definitely know that it has ripple effects, and that's exactly what we're seeing taking place right now. We know we're hearing a lot of people from the local level and from the national level weighing in on what transpired. Just moments after learning about what happened, President himself, President Donald Trump, released a statement on Truth Social. This is the second one that he read.
This is what he has on his.
Has put out there. The suspect
only
is
thing
dead,
he
but there's
has
still
on
a
his
lot to learn.
profile.
This appears to be yet
One
another
thing.
targeted attack on Christians in the United States of America. The Trump administration will keep the public posted, as always, as we always do. In the meantime, pray for the victims and their families. This epidemic of violence in our country must end immediately. That was the statement put out by the president, and we know that Governor Whitmer also, shortly after learning what happened, issued a statement herself. It says, "My heart is breaking for the Grand Blanc community. Violence everywhere, especially in a place of worship, is unacceptable. I'm grateful for the first responders who took action quickly. We will continue to monitor this situation and hold the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc close in our hearts." Of course, this was all, that's all pretty much anyone can do at this point is say that action will taken. Action will be taken as a result of this.
Why?
For
I
those
don't
of you
need
who
to.
might be,
I don't give a fuck if
tuning
it's
in
from the
now,
commercial.
maybe you were watching the lines and you want to get
Your
up to speed on
name
what's
is
going
Get
on
a
here.
Rope because
We're
you
gonna go
want
ahead and
the
play
president
what
to
we
be
know
hung.
to this point,
Because
from
the
law
only two
enforcement
things you
gave
have
us,
are
news
Get a
conference
Rope
today at
and
1
some
o'clock. Take a
bullshit
listen to
about
that.
Trump being a dictator. Fuck you.
Just started to happen.
Robin, it looks like we're
Your
gonna
picture
take this
and
live.
fuck you
This is
in the
press
mouth.
conference here. We'll get more
Punk.
information and we'll come back afterwards. Let's listen in.
I don't give a fuck what's your I'm not. What are you? All right, bye.
Make sure that everybody's ready.
What to do too much, so unfortunately that means you're gonna have to go now.
Hi, I'm Grand Blanc Township Police Chief William Rennie. That's R-E-N.
Bye.
Here to give you some preliminary details on an
that
incident that
guy?
happened earlier today.
And he's just too
At
annoying.
10:25
Why
a.m.
do they
within
gotta
Grand Blanc
get so
Township.
much attention the first time
off,
they're
I'd like
here
to
or
say
whatever?
Our thoughts and
Can't they
prayers
just
go out
chill
to the
the fuck
victims
out,
of this
man, and,
incident,
like,
which
save
is
some for next
completely
time?
unnecessary and
I don't
avoidable.
feel like talking to them for an hour
The
straight.
incident
What do they
that
not
we're going to
understand
talk
about
about here
that?
today, as I said, was happened at 10:25 a.m.
I know that, but I just always hope that they're gonna get less stupid somehow while being here, but no, it does never happen. I'm having to just ban them.
Took place, and they will be able to tell you where your family member is at.
Who's this guy?
For the community, we know that you're hurting right now,
Not
and we
this
also
city.
want to provide services to our entire Grand Blanc community, starting tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 8.
When to hear, dude, I've already watched it twice. Go watch it. It's being played there. I'm watching it again. About to be done with this coverage. Ain't shit else happening. Yeah, I'm done here. I might come back and play some PUBG, but I'm not gonna continue with that, with this, with that, with that. I'm leaving now. Bye.
We got a breakdown this 5-inch that's going from, or I guess they got a breakdown with the holes on the Delta side. If you got some personnel, if you come help.